everybody, and welcome to Darling Stadium, where tonight's game between the host Kecoughtan Warriors, 1-0 in early season here in 2005, will be playing host to the Phoebus Phantoms, also 1-0. Mike Hauser, along with Bob Hintz, Bob Killen, and Brent Musgrove will bring you the action tonight at Darling Stadium in a mid-September warm evening. Nice and clear, no rain this week. As always, we'll pass it over down to the field where Bob Hintz is with Phoebus coach Bill D.
I got Coach Bill D with the Phantoms with me. Coach, first of all, I like your team because you've got a lot more weapons than you've had in the past. You don't have your Elon Lewis, but you do have some good runners and a good passer and a good support group.
Well, I like the chemistry of the team, and I like the makeup of the team. We definitely got some kids that can make plays. You know, I think our offensive line is got some pretty good experience also. I think it always starts up there. And, you know, we've only played one game, so it's hard to judge right now. I expect a real tough game tonight.
Well, that first game was really not an indicative of pushing you at all. So you're coming in tonight with a little apprehension, and I understand that. But, you know, I've looked at your team and all, and a lot of people have talked about this Vincent kid. Very good athlete.
Yeah, and Brent's a great athlete. He's only second year of football, so, you know, he's just starting to do things that you know, a veteran-type player starts doing, and you know, and then he routes and, you know, little nuances that really help him in his game. And he's a defensive back also. He's a great athlete, and he's added another dimension to this team.
Well, that's great. Tell me what you expect from the Warriors tonight, Coach.
Well, they run a little bit of single wing, and they spread you out, and then they've got real good skilled people. You know, they're skilled people in the tapes I've seen are making plays. They can break a big play on you, and defensively they've got most of the guys back from last year, so they played solid defense. So they're just, you know, a good solid football team.
Well, anytime you play a Hampton school, it's always a good contest, but these kids know each other, and that makes it different too, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, they've probably been talking for weeks. I don't even want to know what they say to each other.
Well, that's good luck tonight, Coach.
Yeah. Okay, I appreciate it.
Coach. Okay, let's go up to Tim.
All right, thanks, Bob. Last week, the Phoebus Phantoms came in to open the season against the Woodrow Wilson Presidents from the south side. It really wasn't a lot of a match. I guarantee you, at a 66-0 was the final score. So what we'll do now is pass it back down to Bob, as he has Kecoughtan head coach Tommy Austin ready for the interview.
I got Coach Tommy Austin of the Warriors here, and Coach, I know you've only had one game. You got a break bye next week. Does that help your team a little bit?
Well, you know, sometimes I think it does if you've got some injuries, and we've had some injuries, so it's helped us. But, you know, Coach D and I were talking before the game. It's been a long time since we played a game, and beating on each other, that gets old after a while. So I think we're ready to play, and I know they're ready to play. Well,
I know I was talking to you earlier, and you told me you put your best 11 athletes on defense, and there's a reason for that, isn't there?
Well, you know, we think if we can play good on defense and they don't score very many points, we're going to have a chance to win. I mean, you know, I'm not a real big believer in never had really the athletes to be a big play team. So, you know, we try to do well running the football and try not to mess up the kicking game and try to be good on defense.
Well, that sounds like a winning combination. But I also know you do a lot of things. So you make the other team that you're going to play do a lot more preparation than they normally would do.
We try to. I mean, we run basically the same plays, and I think anybody that scouts us will tell you we run about the same 8 plays. We just run them out of 20 different formations. So it makes, you know, other teams have to work. And just like when we play teams that run a lot of different formations, it makes us spend more time on the field on defense.
What do you expect from the Phantoms tonight, Coach?
Well, we expect the usual. I mean, you know, they're going to be good, and they're going to be sound. They're going to be well coached, and they're going to get after you on defense. And, you know, they've always been good. I mean, we haven't beaten them since I've been here, and, you know, that's been a challenge for us. And we played them well until the last 2 years, and, you know, we're hoping this year's going to be a good one.
Well, I know I talked to Dan Thompson, and he says, I'm getting tired of losing these guys.
You're not kidding. You're not kidding. I mean, and you know, they have deserved to win every game that they've beat us. And, you know, we either haven't played well or they've just been better. And we think this year we've got a chance to compete with them. And, you know, they look good on film, but they always look good. And, you know, we're going to get our test tonight, and I hope we're going to give them their test.
Well, you always got your kids prepared. You've done a great job since you've been to Kecoughtan. It's been a pleasure to do your ball games, and we wish you good luck for tonight's game.
Thank you. I appreciate it very much.
Coach,
thank you.
Thanks again. And now we're going to go up to Mike, not to Tim, and we're going to catch tonight's starting lineups.
All right, tonight's game is brought to you by Zoos, Sitco, with locations throughout the peninsula. Subway, located at 1807 East Pembroke Avenue. Great subs, salads, and wraps. And Tanya's Super Pet Center, where pets are not just animals. 49 West Murphy Boulevard. And in part by Eric Thompson Realtor. Call Eric to buy or sell a home or property. Call 881-2004. And in part by Park Lawn Wood Funeral Home, located at 2551 North Armstead Avenue. And Nancy Staten is the manager. Welcome back, Bob.
I'm glad to be back here. Before we get going, I do want to thank a couple of people here. We're going to pick a player of the game tonight, and what we're going to do, Mike, is I'm going to pick 2 players of the game for Kecoughtan. Since we're only doing them 3 games instead of 4, we'll do an offensive, defensive for Kecoughtan, and then a player of the game for the Phantoms, and they'll get a shirt. It comes from Tidewater Team Sports. They're located at 11839B Cannon Boulevard in Oyster Point, Newport News. It's your one-stop sports headquarters for screen printing, embroidery, and uniform and apparel. Call 594-0411. Talk to David Chubb or Terry McLemore. This will be a good test tonight, Mike, because 2 weeks ago, both of these teams opened up their season. Phoebus played, as you and I remember doing that ball game, a 66-0 against Woodrow Wilson. It really was not.
It wasn't a contest, really.
And Bill D says, how do you evaluate your team when you don't play against a good opponent?
Well, it's kind of hard to do that when you open up with a first-half scoring barrage. 54 points the Phantom scored against Woodrow Wilson.
Yeah.
And you know, Woodrow Wilson's coach down at the beginning of the at the game talked about his youth. Well, his youth definitely proved to be a factor because the Phantoms just run right over him.
Well, he said he was going to take his knocks. He just didn't realize how big they were going to be. We're going to the center of the field now and pick up the officials, and that's who's that? The man in the white
officials
hat?
Tonight. Referee is Bill Dozier. The line judge is Mick Hartzheim, and the lineman is Mike Mann. Field judge is Scott Davis, and the side judge is Pete Smith.
Number 31, Chad Hooker, and number 71, Jonathan Ash.
All right? You got a guy wrapped up and the whistle blows, let him go. Don't stick him on his head. I want to be unsportsmanlike, okay? All right, I got a dollar here. I got a head, tail. Head and tail. Who's going to call it? All right, call it loud enough for everybody to hear you. If I drop it, we'll do it again. Okay, ready? Here we go.
Tail.
He's called a tail. It's a head. It's a head, okay? You've won the toss. You want to choose now or choose second now? You're going to defer. Hey, green has won the toss. They've deferred. Okay, your option now. You want the football? No, give me the ball. Kick it.
Kecoughtan wins the toss and defers to the Phantoms.
You understand that? All guys understand that, okay? Fair enough. You'll be kicking. All right, you choose to kick. All right, you're going to receive. Which end would you like? Back. All right, put your back here. Okay? Put your back around here. Okay. When Coach D gives me a hard time, you can tell him what you told me. Yeah, that's me. That's me. That's all you right here.
The Phantoms elect to kick off. The Warriors will receive.
Well, I don't understand the reason for that.
I don't either. That means in the start of the second half,
they're going to kick again.
Yeah, and
I don't think that's what Coach Bill D wanted him to do.
We'll do the offense for the Kecoughtan Warriors. Here we go.
Linesman Mick Hartzheim, line judge Mike Mann, field judge Scott Davis, and the side judge Pete Smith.
There you go.
All right, Keith McBride, the quarterback. Earl Peoples, Travis McBride, Dion Mayo, Isaiah Shepard, and Jack Wampler is your offensive backfield players. There is Terry Thomas, Calvin Ruffin, Chris Leofow, Jonathan Ash, and Chris Calkins.
And I was supposed to do those.
I thought you
my
were
mistake.
too.
Okay, I'll get the Phoebus Phantoms on defense.
I was sitting here looking.
Yeah, I know, my fault. You're supposed to be able to pick up a fumble and run with it. So if we get the defense for the Phantoms, can we get them up? Here we go. As we got Haroon Brown at the inside backer, Keith Barnes at the other inside backer. The outside backers are Jonathan King and Derek Davenport. The corners are Denathan Robinson and Brent Vincent, and the safety is Tucker. The nose guard, Colby Walker. Tackle, Dominic Davenport. Two ends, Matt Wright and Landon Givers. And who am I missing? Chris Tucker there. Okay, he's the safety. All right, there you
the
go.
Kecoughtan Warriors will be receiving. They will be defending the west end zone here at Darlin Stadium as the Kecoughtan Warriors will be moving left to right on the screen as we watch the game tonight.
And I tell you, it's humid tonight. It's humid up here, and I can imagine what it's down. There is a nice breeze, though, but the humidity is high. We bypassed a bullet. Ophelia didn't do anything here but
Thank
make
goodness,
it windy.
because I was really concerned about this field. And with not any rain, that like they said that we were, could very well have possibly got, we're in pretty good shape here. It feels in probably one of the best shapes we've had here in a few years. It looks very good. Right off the bat, there's an offensive or a kicking team offside, so that's going to come back. They'll move it back 5 yards and re-kick it again.
Tell you a little bit about the Warriors in that first game against Nazarene River High School. They did not play up to their potential. They made a lot of mental mistakes. In fact, they scored 24 points in the probably last half of the fourth quarter, and it ended up 34 to 12, I think was the game. But they should play better. They've had an extra week to get ready for Phoebus, and they've both been looking at films of each other, so we'll see that tonight. You'll see, for Kecoughtan, you'll see two quarterbacks. Starting tonight is Keith McBride, number 3, and also you'll see Terrence Dorsey, number 2. They will share duties, but both of them play defense, so the coach figures this is one way to give them a rest. So one isn't playing offense and defense for the whole game. Here we go, Mike.
Kickoff.
There's an opening. Whoa.
They closed real quick.
He didn't get there. Number 27 for the
Dennis
Phantoms.
Mathis, the starting running back, got in on the play after the kickoff. So the Kecoughtan Warriors will start first and 10 with the ball resting at their own 23-yard line.
You'll see from the Warriors, you'll see a single wing, you'll see a shotgun, you'll see an eye, you'll see them spread. They'll do a lot of things. They are right now in the shotgun formation with 2 wideouts to the bottom of the screen and 1 on the top.
Keith McBride is the quarterback starting tonight's game for the Warriors. Looks like he's going to pass on the first play of the game.
And I'll tell you why there's a penalty. They had the 3 outs here. Mike, nobody covered up the tackle. They didn't have anybody on the line of scrimmage of the 3 wideouts on this side.
Isaiah Shepard was the intended receiver. It was overthrown.
We're proud to have Zooms as one of our corporate sponsors. David Allen and Zooms has been sponsoring us again this year. They have for many years. They support the student athletes in the Hampton City schools.
And it was they gave a motion penalty against Kecoughtan, so that let's hear what he has to say.
6 men on the line.
That's correct.
Against the offense, that penalty is declined. Second down.
So it's going to be second down and 10. You got to have 7 men on the line, 5 across the front, and then you got to have a tight end and a wide receiver at least.
You see number 8 right now. He is up on the line.
He is the number 7th player. 33 for the Warriors in motion. That's Travis McBride. Pitch out to number 1, Shepard, on a sweep. He's got a little bit of room.
He's taken down by Chris Tucker. We want to welcome one of our new corporate sponsors, and that's Tanya Super Pet Center, located at Langley Square Shopping Center. The aquatics department features over 22,000 gallons of fresh and saltwater fish, and the small animals and bird department is beyond comparison. They're located at 49 West Mercury Boulevard, known to most of the people around here as Langley Square.
Pickup of about 8 yards on the play, so that was a nice run on a second down. 3rd down and 2 for the Warriors with the ball sitting at their own 31-yard line.
This little Shepherd kid has got some speed, and he shows he can get outside. Oh, he ran right into a whoa!
Yeah, it was an option play by McBride. And
he didn't make it.
Unfortunately, he made it back to the line of scrimmage. It looks like he may have got about a half a yard, but we're going to have a 4th down and a long one.
Watch this replay right there. They stopped him, and he was looking for somewhere to go. But the one thing about the Phantoms that you will notice when you watch them play, they are gang tacklers. They will continue to hit you until they hear the whistle. And that's what you're supposed to do.
In to punt for the Warriors, number 17, Philip
He does both the place kicking and the punting. That was not an exceptional kick, but
that's number 2, Donathan Robinson on the run, and he loses ground on it.
He sure does.
As the Warriors get him down at the Phoebus 35-yard line, where Phoebus will take over 1st and 10.
I do want to welcome another new corporate sponsor, and that's the Subway at 1807 East Pembroke Avenue. You can order box lunches or party platter special for your next group meeting. They're locally owned and operated in the Buckrow Beach area. Your choice of mouth-watering ingredients on a sub, salad, or wrap. And, of course, the guy you want to see there is Heath Patel. So go see him and tell him, because we had some food tonight, and Mike and I are happy because of that. And Killen is ecstatic.
There's a handoff to Mathis right straight up the middle. He picks up about 6.
That looked like a scrum, didn't it?
Scrum.
Oh, Andy's
tickled pink, and I got here early, and he was already eating.
Oh, man. Andy has to do something to make himself feel good. His team did not do well.
He doesn't have the box and one anymore.
I didn't say anything about who it was.
Well, I won't be afraid to say it. Andy's favorite team, the Minnesota Vikings, took it on the chin last week.
Oh, man, I didn't want to be Andy. Aaron Ward's stats for 2004, he was 58 out of 104 for 951 yards. He had 12 touchdown passes and 5 INTs. They want him to step up and be a leader.
Mathis picked up 3 on that as a 3rd down and a short 1. There's Ward on a keeper, has the 1st down plus a couple of yards. So 3 straight downs converts the 1st down.
Why don't we give a chance to see the offensive for the Phoebus Phantoms? We haven't seen the offense for the Phantoms or defense for the Warriors yet. We'll catch them as we have to watch that replay. Maybe on the next, after this next play, we'll catch it. Phoebus got their initial 1st down. That's what you want to do.
Yep. That's the good start of the game, is to get their first 3 downs. 9:25 to go here in the 1st quarter. There's Mathis again up the middle. And he is hit and then hit again, but after he picked up about 7 yards to the 45-yard line of Kecoughtan.
That was number 7, Corey Thomas, coming in to make that kick, that stick. He straightened him up, and then somebody else finished him off.
The starting offensive players for Phoebus, center number 74, Travis Washington.
Wait, here they come. Okay. There you go.
There's Aaron Ward, the quarterback, Donathan Robinson, Matt Wright, Brent Vinson, Haroon Brown, and Dennis Mathis. Andre Holloway, William Pierce, Maurice Hampton, Travis Washington, and Robert Edwards, the lineman.
As we come back, we see he's just short of a 1st down again.
Pickup of about 2. That will bring up a 3rd down and long one this time, with the ball sitting on the Kecoughtan 43-yard line.
Here's the defense. We got Chad Hooker, Derek Mayo, Deron Merrill, Terrence Dorsey, Isaiah Shepard, and Keith McBride. And those are your backs, the defensive backfield. And then on the line, we've got Calkins, Wampler, Mathis, Thomas, and Ash. They're right up front. That's where all the action starts.
Aaron Ward again to Mathis up the middle. This time he is stopped before he got to the line.
Wampler, big number 80, was right there.
And he's dropped back for a 2-yard loss back to the 45-yard line.
Watch this. Wampler did a great job of penetration right there.
Officials called timeout. There was a Phoebus player getting up slowly on that one. That was number 77, Robert Edwards, but he seems to be getting off on his own power.
Haroon Brown, number 32, is transferred in from First Colonial and has really stepped in and has made his presence known on not only offense but defense. He plays a fullback, and then he'll also play some defensive linebacker. So that's a good acquisition for them. We got 3 yards now, Mike.
That's Ward back in punt formation, but he's the quarterback, so you got to keep an eye on that. Back deep for Kecoughtan is Shepard and Matz. He does kick it. A nice punt.
Oh, good punt.
It's at about the 9 and goes into the end zone for a touchback. That was a great 45-yard punt for the Phantoms.
Yeah, but the move I'm talking about is Isaiah Shepard put his hand up to signal for a fair catch,
Right.
and the defense slowed down and allowed that ball to go into the end zone.
So the Kecoughtan Warriors, with 7:40 to go here in the opening quarter of play, will take over 1st and 10 at their own 20.
Excuse me. This is the first game Jonathan Ash has been able to play. He didn't get to play in the Nazarene River contest. He plays both offensive tackle and defensive nose guard.
And Warriors starting off on the 20-yard line. That's a new quarterback in there. It's Terrence Dorsey.
And I asked the coach about this. We see we got a penalty. I says, does that not affect your ball players when you have two different quarterbacks? He said, no, they're both good leaders. That one is not a better passer than the other one's not a better runner. They're both equal in that, but we give them a break because both of them play all the time on defense.
Here's the cause, an illegal shift against the Warriors. It's declined, so they're going to take the 4-yard loss. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 14 as
that's a no-brainer.
Warriors call timeout. Coach Tommy Austin out on the field now is going to have a chat with his offense.
And I talked to Tommy about also the different formations he uses, the single wing, the eye, the spread, and comes from the shotgun this year. He didn't do it last year. He has 3 different centers, Mike, that he uses. Chris Calkins, number 78, number 53, Brandon Pickering, and a sophomore, number 54, Keith Barber. Those guys, they have to know who to send it to in the single wing because it's not always the guy directly behind the quarterback. So, but he's got confidence in all 3 of them. So that's
one of the plays that they did last year a lot. The single. With us up here having to watch to see who actually has the ball, sometimes we make a mistake too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good thing we have instant replay to be able to actually see who did it. Our guys in the truck do a great job on replays.
Yeah, we'll talk about our crew in a second. I get a chance.
Here we go, 2nd down and 14. The ball sitting at the Warrior 16-yard line. And that looks like Keith McBride's back in quarterback.
And they're in the single wing.
It goes to McBride. He runs up the middle. Looks like he's going to get back to the original line of scrimmage, maybe an extra yard. That'll put it at the 20, outside the 20. It'll be 3rd down and 10.
Talk about the coaches who are out for the Warriors. Of course, if we watch this replay, Tommy Austin's the head coach, assisted by John Green, Al Morrow, Jamie Preston, Jeff Richardson, Gil Rivera, Corey Thomas, and Dan Thompson. And Dan, I've known for quite a while, does a good job for that defensive unit. Tell you about the Phoebus coaches in just a second.
3rd and 9.
A long
9. Because he got back just outside the original line of scrimmage. Back in that same formation again. We have no clue. There he is. I was going to say, and he's close to a 1st down.
Depend on the spot, and they put it right on the 30 if that's the case as a 1st down because they started right at the 20.
That was number 11, Darius McMillan, and he's going to pick up, it looks like enough to get, well, he's on the line. It's got to be a 1st down.
Yeah.
They should not even be checking this because they started on the 20.
Well, we're going to try it again, but while we're doing that, let's talk about the Phoebus Phantom coaches. We've got Bill D as the head coach, assisted by Greg Navarre, Greg Day, Dick Van Dyke, Ron Johnson, James Holbert, Scott Snyder, Skip Perry, Anthony Robinson, Patrick Johnson, and Brett Birch, who took Stan Sexton's place, who is now head coach at the Raiders for Warwick Raiders. We will get to see him this year.
And he won his 1st game of the season also.
Yeah.
1st and 10 as the Warriors pick up the 1st down after an opening play motion penalty that was declined. It gave them a 2nd and 14, so they did well.
14 and 3 downs. That's good. In 2 downs?
The first down, they declined the penalty.
Well, they didn't go on. We got a fumble.
Yeah, they're going to call it dead. .22 was the runner for Elvon George for the Warriors. He loses the ball, but they call him dead. He's going to lose about 3 yards.
3.5 yards. But watch right here. There was just not a good handoff, and right on top of him, big number 11. And that's Matt Wright, who is Mr. Everything on that defensive end. He has played linebacker, and they put him back at defensive end, and he's just doing a fantastic job. He is hard to stop.
Dorsey is back in at quarterback under the center this time. Back into draw play up the middle with good yardage out close to the 35-yard line. It's about an 8-yard gain.
Okay, we'll talk about our cameraman and lady. We have Nathaniel Braxton, Susan Bowers, Steve Fryer, and Mike Nowinski. On graphics and animations, we watch the replay. Andy Foley, slow motion instant replay. Andre Mattingly. Well, I'm giving them names they don't have tonight. Sarah Myers is camera controls. Production assistant Renee Camden. Audio and chief engineer Don Charaus, and the big guy Scotty Bowers, director/producer.
3rd down and 5 at the 35.
Whoa.
Make it.
I think we're going to lose about 5.
As they had probably 5 or 6 players jump before the ball was snapped.
That's never a good sign.
It'll be 3rd down now and
prior to the snap,
10.
False start, gets the offense, 5-yard penalty, remains 3rd down.
Watch a replay, and there was a bunch of them, and you're only looking at about 4. I think the receivers were jumping to the near side, too. 4th down and 10, ball at the 30. 4:55 to go in the first period of play. No score.
Got Matt Wright is now playing linebacker instead of defensive end. Now he's moving up into the slot.
Dorsey is the quarterback. George and into motion, but this is a big loss here.
He snapped over his head. He had to reach up and get it, and really probably took his eye off it because Matt Wright was coming right up the middle. He put some pressure on.
He loses about 12 yards on the play. That's going to bring a 4th and 22 now.
Watch
Here's
this.
The replay. So the Warriors will have to be punting, and that's number 7, Philip Alejandro now will be kicking, punting. Number 2, Denathan Robinson is back deep.
Looks like the Phantoms are going after him. Nope. Yeah.
They almost got him, too. Nice punt as it's taken right at the 45-yard line.
That's number 12, it looks like.
He gets all the way to the Kecoughtan Warrior 41-yard line.
Brent Vinson, great job.
19 yards on the return. Like it was about 37 yards on the punt and a 14-yard return. 1st and 10 for the Phantoms at the Warrior 41-yard line.
Great field position if you're the Phantoms. Have yet to see Mr. Ward put the ball in the air.
They have a wide out to the near and far side. Sweep to the left side. Ward keeps the ball and is hit right at the 30. That looks like about an 11-yard gain and a 1st down.
Keith McBride in on the stop, but that was a nice run that time by Ward. Picked up, what, about 11, 12 yards?
Yeah, that was a keeper all the way. He picked up a little over 11 yards, down to the 30.
He showed some nice speed getting outside, didn't he?
Hey, he was directing traffic, too. He was telling his blockers to go on downfield and start blocking.
There you go.
1st and 10 at the 30. 3:15 to go in the first quarter. Phantom's deepest penetration so far in the Kecoughtan territory. And off to Mathis, up the middle. He met after about a 2-yard gain. Looks like he leans forward for about 3. See where they spot it.
Big number 71 for the Warriors is on the bottom of the pile. That's Jonathan Ash, and this, I was telling you, his first game of the season. But that was kind of a slow developing play for the Phantoms. It looked like almost like a delay handoff, but I don't think that's what the call was. I think it was just slow developing.
Gain of a little bit more than 2. We'll call it 2nd down and a long 7. Back to throw. Over the middle, wide open. Oh, nice deflection. That was intended for number 2, Donathan Robinson.
And Isaiah Shepard got his hand in just at the last second.
It was an excellent pass. It was right on time, too.
Watch this defensive play. You really got to like this. Look at that. Low, what a good job. What a excellent job.
Third down now and a little more than 7 for the Phantoms. Ball sitting down at the just outside the 27-yard line of the Warriors. Great defensive play there by the Warriors. Scored in a shotgun. He's going to take it on his own. He pitches back on a nice play to Mathis, who breaks a tackle and is still going. Down inside, down. Yes, and he picked it's all the way down inside the 20, down close to the 12, close to the 17. That's good enough for a first down. So it's going to be 1st and 10 with the ball sitting at the Warriors' 17-yard line. That was a nice play by Ward after taking the snap in the shotgun. Looked like he was going to keep it just before he got hit. He flipped it over to Mathis out on the wing and picks up about, like he got about 12 yards, I think it was, first down. We're down to 2 minutes to go in the first quarter of play. So far, no score. See, we got 2 wideouts to the near side and another wideout to the far side. They're running to the weak side. Mathis is going to spray, and he goes all the way in for the touchdown. 17 yards for Mathis on the score. As the Phoebus Phantoms have taken their lead.
He did a great job of avoiding some tacklers. Watch the replay here. He's going to get hit. One right there. He runs out of his tackle and then right over the guy to jump in the end zone. Great run by number 27, Dennis Mathis. And kicking for the Phantoms, number 20, I believe, isn't it? Yeah, that would be Lamont Frederick.
Kick is up and good. So the Phoebus Phantoms have struck first, and with a minute and 53 to go in the first quarter, they lead the Kecoughtan Warriors by a score of 7-0.
What a great job that time of getting the ball and moving it from about their 40-yard line. Wasn't about a 40-yard drive.
Mathis already has 47 yards rushing in the first quarter of play.
Well, he's headed for at least a 150 to 200-yard game if he continues it. But I tell you that you got to take your hat off. The offensive line is getting some blockers. They're getting a hat on their people. But he is doing a good job of running out of tackles and running over tackles.
Like number 3, Keith McBride. No, I'm sorry. That's Aaron Ward for the Phantoms, and will be kicking off. For Kecoughtan deep is Isaiah Shepard. Minute and 53 to go in the first period of play. 7-0 here on a hot, humid, muggy night at Darling Stadium. Kickoff by Ward. And over the head of Shepard into the end zone. That's a touchback as the Kecoughtan Warriors will take over 1st and 10 at their own 20. Starting field position has been definitely on Phoebus' side of the ball here.
Even though we think they messed up on the coin toss.
I think it was really unusual listening to Bill Dozier, our head referee.
He says, Are you
sure that's what you want to do? Yes, sir, I'm sure. And it was funny because we were sitting here watching the captains for Phoebus go over to the sideline, and Bill D met them out there, and I don't think that's what Bill D wanted them to do.
I don't think so either, but
1st and 10 for the Warriors at their own 20. The quarterback keeper, and that quarterback starting this drive is number 3, Keith McBride, as he's tackled with about a 1-yard gain.
There's nowhere for him to go.
It's really neat looking at the replay and watching the Phantoms defensive linemen. Some of them were actually running by McBride while he was having the ball, thinking that one of the other players may have had it.
Now we're back in the shotgun.
interesting situation last time they did this. This time it's right to him. He's carrying it himself around the left end.
Well, he picked up
like about 5 yards. Let's see where they mark it. There goes a flag. Late flag thrown over there on the sideline. So we have a timeout.
if it's a personal foul, then that's going to give the Warriors going to give them a first down.
Whoa, I saw it. Yep. I believe it's going to go against the Phantoms.
I will hear from Mr. Dozier.
Right in front of their own bench, too.
Unsportsmanlike, yep.
Right in front of the coaches.
That should take it out to the 40-yard line.
Wait. Dead ball foul on sportsmanlike conduct against the defense. 15 yards, first down.
So the Warriors will pick up about 5 yards on the run, and then an additional 15 after the penalty. That takes the ball outside their own 40 to about the 41.
And that's about their best field position tonight?
I think the referee on the sideline over there has thrown the flag again.
He did. He threw it on the coach this time.
I saw the flag fall right at the sticks.
It is. It's right there.
I got a feeling we're going to have another one.
Yep, I think so.
Somebody on the coaching staff on the Phoebus side must not be happy camper right now. That's another 15 yards.
Foul on sportsmanlike conduct against the defense.
Oh, the first down will.
That's 35 yards.
Well, it's 30 yards right off the bat in penalties, and Phoebus has called timeout, and there's Coach D out there to talk to. Bill Dozier is out there with Coach D right now, trying to explain to him what happened or what the problem was. And as we can see on our monitor right now, Bill Dozier is explaining to him why the penalty was called. It's a good thing he doesn't have his microphone on right now.
Well, yeah, it probably is.
Either way, the Kecoughtan Warriors will have a first down at the Phantoms 44-yard line. So they started at their own 20. A couple of plays and 30 yards worth of penalties has put the ball in pretty good shape now.
Well, they picked up 5 yards, then they had to 30 yards. That's 35 yards. That's not bad play. You like to put that in your playbook.
Wind's picking up a little bit, so it's not quite as bad, humid-wise. Look at the Phantoms out on the field right now trying to get their crowd psyched up and get them going again. So it looks like we're about ready to start, although the referee, Bill Dozier, is still on the sidelines talking to Coach D. I don't think Coach D is still satisfied with the results of that.
Bill D did what he has to do. He told him what he thought, then he turned around and walked away because you no sense to argue with him. It's not going to be changed.
First and 10, Kecoughtan at the Phantom.
All right, here we go.
Matt Wright is back at the defensive end position.
Keith McBride is the quarterback. Number 9 in motion, Mathis.
There's a
fumble on the play.
And the Phantoms got it. Number 32 for the Phantoms. That's Haroon Brown. Gotta like that guy, Haroon Brown.
Brown comes up with the fumble recovery, and the Phoebus Phantoms will take over first and 10 just outside their own 45-yard line.
Scotty, can we get that full moon on camera? Is it out there where we can get it?
There it is.
Oh, look out. Oh.
In between the clouds.
Oh, Brown. What
Phantoms
a nice
take over.
break. Defense did that.
As Aaron Ward brings their team up to the line of scrimmage. He's in the shotgun. He's back to pass. Oh, he's got a wide open receiver down the field. If he can get it to him. completed to number 2 to Nathan Robinson, and he is going to go in.
Oh, he was so open, he had to wait for the ball, and then not only had to wait for it, then he had to get an angle, made a great move, let the defensive man run by him.
55 yards later, the Nathan Robinson scores for the Phantoms. 47 seconds left here in the first period of play.
Watch this play. I mean, he goes back, and he says, uh-oh, wow, he's wide open. And there's no way Isaiah Shepard is going to catch him.
So in a span of about 15 seconds, the Phantoms have scored 2 touchdowns. That's all that's really run off the clock since they scored. In for the extra point for the Phantoms is number 20, Lamont Fredericks.
No, it was a bad snap, low snap, and he didn't get it set down right for the young man to kick it.
So the Phantoms out in front by a score of 13-0 with 47 seconds to go in the opening period of play.
That was just a defensive lapse by the Warriors, but the defense of the Phantoms, they went inside and they disrupted that offensive series, or that first snap from center by the Warriors, and they just never got the ball handed off. And Arun Brown was right there. Matthew Wright, that whole defensive front of Colby Walker, Dominic Davenport, Landon Givers, Matt Wright, they all went in there hard, and Mr. Arun Brown ended up with the fumble recovery.
Here's the kickoff by Ward, taken at the 25-yard line. He has an opening. He's outside of the 45, down to about the 48 or 49-yard line, where the Kecoughtan Warriors will take over 1st and 10.
That was James Bethea, number 35, making the stop, but he almost popped through there. And who is that? George. That's number 22, George. Yvonne George.
1st and 10 for the Warriors at their own 49-yard lines, down 13-0 with 39 seconds to go in the first period. That's Terrence Dorsey is the quarterback. Number 33 goes in motion, Travis McBride.
Fake pitch, you're going to hit them in.
Overthrew him. He was wide open. That was intended for number 81. That was Earl Peoples. The ball was overthrown because he was open. 2nd down and 10 now at the 49.
Looked like Chris Tucker, number 8, was defending on that play, but the ball was overthrown. And also back there was number 2, Nathan Robinson, who just caught that long touchdown pass.
Second down and 10. Off to number 1, Isaiah Shepard.
Boom. Boom.
Didn't get much there. Looks like he picks up maybe 3. 3rd down and 7 for the Warriors with the ball inside of Phoebus territory, down close to the 48-yard line.
That was Jonathan King, number 33, and my buddy, number 11, Matt Wright, in on the stop that time. Brings up, we got a 3rd and long now.
About 3rd and 7.
So, you almost got to assume it may be a passing game, but I tell you the truth, the Warriors show some good speed getting outside. We got a timeout, end of the quarter?
Yep,
yeah,
end of the quarter. At the end of the first quarter play, the Phoebus Phantoms are out in front of the Kecoughtan Warriors by a score of 13-0.
And while we start the second quarter, we want to thank Zooms, where you can get the Citgo Gas Krispy Kreme donuts. You can get them as a box in one, hot prepared food. Zooms is proud to present the Eagle Award, which is recognizing athletes who have exceeded in academics. Zooms all over the peninsula. Tanya's Pet Center, they're located in Langley Square Shopping Center. They have dog and cat supplies by the thousands. Tanya's main feature is a pet knowledge of the staff, and they got a big snake over there that is a python called Big Bend, and I think it's, what kind of python is it?
Big.
Big, okay. And you want to stop at the Subway and talk to Heath Patel. They're located at 18070 East Pembroke Avenue. You can dine in, drive up, or order the box lunch or party platter special for your next group meeting. The Subway located 18070 East Pembroke Avenue, 722-9513.
Make sure you tell them that you heard it on the game.
Heard it here, and it might just give you a free drink. You never know.
Third down and 7 for the Phantoms, or for the Warriors, as we start the second period of play. 13-0 with the Phantoms out in front. Back in the shotgun is Dorsey. In motion there is Shepard. They got him to pull it. That'll get him a little bit closer.
Center moved the ball.
Oh, did he?
Yes, he did. I was watching it.
So instead of third and 7.
Snap. Illegal snap against the snapper. 5 yards, remains third down.
Did I catch that?
Yeah, he did. Good job.
I had my eye right on that guy. Cause Matt Wright moved right up there, and like he was going to jump coming down.
Now instead of 3rd and 7, it's 3rd and 12.
Yeah, that hurts. That may bring up a different play call, too.
And he's in the shotgun. And again, Shepard goes into motion this side. This time it's coming this way. And again, it's snapped over his head. And he's buried. And I believe he did fumble the ball, but looks like number 71 there, Jonathan Ash, fell on the ball as it goes all the way back to the, looks like the 29-yard line. Long.
It's a high snap, and he just does get his hand on it enough to really stop it. Had he not got a hand on it, he may not have come off with that ball.
That goes as a 17-yard loss for the Warriors. It's going to be 4th and a bunch.
A bunch?
A bunch.
Well,
in the punt now.
10, almost.
About 29.
I was going to say almost 30, yeah. Well, that'll kick a $30 bill. Hey, I got a question for you, Mike.
What is it, a $30 bill?
No, this is a, just think about this thing,
right.
Okay?
We'll watch this replay first. There it goes over his head. He lost a bunch of yards on that one and did lose it.
Yeah. If who's on first and who's your daddy and who let out the dogs, where does who get all the time to do these things?
Who knows?
Well, I set you up, didn't I?
I guess who knows, right?
Who knows? You're absolutely right. Who's your daddy?
Might want to talk about that play.
Oh, yeah.
The penalty.
Mike McCullough, Mick McCullough called me today and actually called me yesterday because we wanted to know why on a double foul, 2 15-yard penalties, why they step off one direction and 15 yards to the back, and I will get into the why in just a second after this punt.
Alejandro is in there to punt for the Warriors.
2 guys back for the Phantoms.
Another Warrior running on the field. I guess they didn't have enough. Comes to the near side here, and it goes out of bounds right inside the 40, out right at the 39-yard line. So that's a 31-yard punt for the Warriors.
As I was talking about, in high school, it's not like college and pro where you have offsetting penalties. And Mick says you have to understand we have to be consistent. Number one, you got to find out who has made the first foul. Was it defense or the offensive team? And let's say the team is on the 5-yard line and they got 2 personal fouls, and the first one is against the defense. Well, you go half the distance to the goal line, which is the 5-yard line. Then you turn around and mark 15 yards back and other way, so you don't have offsetting penalties.
That was an interesting question. We talked about that last week.
And I appreciate Mick McCullough.
We were sitting here looking at the referees walk off 15 one way and then turn around and walk off 15 the other. And to us at that point in time, it was almost like it didn't make any sense.
But it makes sense.
Now we know why.
And I appreciate Mick McCullough calling me and explaining it to me. had great relationship with Mick since we've been doing these games, and he doesn't hesitate to call and let me know some things. And they use our tapes all the time, Mike, to critique their people.
Ward with a little dump off pass to Robinson is out of his hand. Went right through his hand. Incomplete pass. We missed the first play. They were to gain about 3 yards on it, so that was second down play. Now it's 3rd and 7. Watch this. If we can get the thing, it goes right through his hands. 3rd down and 7 with the ball sitting right on the Phantoms' 42-yard line. We're at 10:45 to go.
I think Robinson,
in the second.
I think he just took his eyes off of the ball for just a second, and you got to look that ball in your hands. Could you see the pros do that?
Nice set up for a screen out here to Mathis, and he ran out of bounds at the line of scrimmage. No gain. It's going to be a 4th down and 7 as the Warriors have stopped the Phantoms on this drive.
Watch this play.
It was nicely set up.
But he just ran out of room because there was no place for him to go. And you're right, he just stepped out of bounds before the defensive man ever got to him.
I think the most he would have gained was about 2 yards after that anyhow, because the Warrior player was there to get him. 4th down and 7 at the 42. Back to punt, I believe, is Aaron Ward. He's looking to the sideline,
I think we're
waiting.
Missing a player. And but 10 players in there.
So the Phantoms are going to have to call timeout as they're short a player. 10 out there is correct. 10:38 to go here in the second period of play. 13-0 in favor of the Phantoms. That was really nice of Mick McCullough to give us a call and let us know what the actual ruling was on that particular situation, because I mean, for years we've been sitting there thinking, you know, why would you take the time to mark 15 off, then turn around and mark 15 the other way when it, you know.
But it doesn't always work that way. We didn't know. We're not smart enough to understand that, I guess. But anyway, I want to. Last night I came to the ball game and watched Gloucester and Hampton play, and Carter Ficklin and his crew was doing the game. And I want to right now thank Carter Ficklin. Every year he mails me the rule changes for the high school. They go to a meeting, they get the rule changes. Obviously, I do read them, Scotty. Hey, did somebody push his button down there? Man, since he's been getting fed by Subway, he is just full of himself. Well, actually, he's full of the subs, I think.
Hey, and they're good, too.
And they are good.
They are definitely good.
Thanks you to
Here we go with a 4th down and 7. Ward to punt. Nice high.
Whoa, high.
Fair catch is called for and taken there by number 9. That is Dakota Mathis.
Yes.
As that high punt allowed the defense, or the lineman for the Phantoms, to get down and cover that.
Not only the high punt, do you see how long he takes? He takes his time before he punts the ball. That also gives him some time.
As long as the Warriors are not rushing, they can kind of do that. All right, the Warriors will take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
How many first downs have the Warriors had tonight, not counting the penalties? One rushing first down. I know they just need to get something going offensively.
Well, they're killing themselves with a couple of mistakes.
Oh, good job that time by number 3, the quarterback.
That's Keith McBride. He gets away and picks up, looks to me like about 8 yards. Let's see where they're going to put it.
Well, what he did was really good. He got away from Matt Wright. Matt Wright had him for about a 6-7 yard loss, and he moved. He must have like a second sense. Watch this. Matt Wright is right there. Whoa, get away from him.
And then almost got him right there, too, and he gets away from a couple more with some added extra effort there. He picks up almost 9 on the play. So McBride is still the quarterback as they switch back and forth during the middle of plays. Timeout now is called by the referee.
We have an equipment problem. Looks like
Keith Barnes.
Number 15, Keith is, I don't know if it's his helmet or what, but they'll bring somebody in. Going to look like number 54 is coming in. That's Andrew Pavlik. I remember when his brother played. Maybe he's not coming in. It depends what they're doing over there. Yeah, he is coming in. Bill says, okay, this is what I want you to do.
I'm surprised. I'll be honest, I'm surprised he didn't get a delay of game call on that, because he was standing there on the sideline on the field waiting to come in, and the coach was holding him, not letting him go in. He waited a few minutes. Anyhow, here we go with a 2nd and 1. There's.
Oh, no. What a defensive rush. Number 7 along with Matt Wright, and that's Landon Givers. Woo!
Yeah, the other person that was in there was Colby Walker, number 25.
That's a thorn in your side.
Yeah.
You had, what, a 2nd and 1?
2nd down and 1. Now it's a 3rd and 8. So he lost 7 yards on that, and I'm not real sure why he didn't either run or get rid of it.
Yeah, you're right. It was number 25 was the first man there, and that was Colby Walker. He was there
and
first.
7, yeah.
And then Landon Givers came in and mopped up.
So now he's in McBride's in the shotgun.
Shepard in motion.
It's a pass off, and it's complete. Nice play.
And nice
all the way
throw.
down to inside the Phantoms territory to number 9.
We
that
got
was
a
Dakota
penalty.
Mathis.
That'll probably come back. That probably is a holding penalty.
And called way out here.
Yeah. We'll see what the call is. Oh, no, illegal receiver downfield.
We had a few of those last week, remember?
Yep.
We might be able to see that.
If we have been eligible downfield, we're going to mark him back and replay.
Well, that big play just got nullified by a penalty.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to see. That was a
nice play.
Really good play. But all for naught, they come back. And
now it's going to be 3rd and 12.
An eligible receiver downfield against the offense.
That was before they marked it. It's going to be 3rd and 13.
And instead of 3rd and 8.
Line judge now, the guy holding the markers, flipped it to the 4th down. It still should be 3rd.
Yeah. Well, there wasn't a loss. That's not a loss of down. Yeah. There we go. We got it back to 3rd down. We got 3 wideouts at the top of the screen for the Warriors. Nobody down here. They're going to flood the zone over there.
He was a half a step away from breaking a big one on that one. He still ends up picking up what looks to be about 7 yards on the play, but he's going to be well short of the 1st down.
Number 15, Keith Barnes, is the one that made the stop, and he was a good tackle because he not only hit him, but he wrapped him up, which didn't allow him to go any further. As we see some of our fans, got a pretty good crowd on both sides tonight. Every time we got a Hampton school playing a Hampton school, we brought a pretty good crowd.
We have Alejandro now in the punt for Kecoughtan.
And they have come close twice.
Came close a 3rd time. He gets a nice punt off. Fair catch called for by number 12.
And as soon as he caught it, he said, I could have run.
Yeah, he could have run. That's right, Brent Vinson.
Yeah, that's okay. Better to be safe.
So the Phoebus Phantoms will take over 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. We have 8:24 to go in the 2nd period of play, with the Phantoms out in front 13-0 over the Kecoughtan Warriors.
Well, I tell you, one of the go-to players for the Phantoms is Brent Vincent, and he's also one of the leaders on his team. And as you heard Coach D say, this is only his 2nd year playing football, but I tell you what, I'm impressed with him. He's a good athlete, is a well coached, and can play basketball real well, but on football he's really stepped up.
Pass out to the flat to number 12, Brent Vinson. We were just talking about him.
Talking about that guy. Picked up 1st down.
Like he's going to pick up about 13 on a play, and that's going to be good for a 1st down with the ball sitting at midfield.
And that's just a almost like a wide out screen, but he makes a good move right there and then picks up another 5 yards after he gets hit.
Vincent picks up enough yardage for a Phoebus 1st down.
1st and 10 for the Phantoms at the 50-yard line. We're down to right at 8 minutes to go in the 2nd period of play with the Phantoms out in front, 13-0. Mathis with a run up the middle is going to pick up about 2 yards on the play.
Well, that didn't fool many people for the Warriors. They were looking for that play, evidently, because they had that middle pretty well blocked up. Big number 71, Jonathan Ash, was one of the tacklers in on that play.
2nd down and 8 for the Phantoms.
Dennis Mathis with the run. Tackled by the Warriors.
Yeah, Mr. Brent Musgrove was up here. He's the one doing all the stats tonight.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's got a headset on. Talk to him. Well, somebody clue Andy in, please.
there's a keeper by Ward around the left corner, and he gets enough for a first down before he's finally brought down after a gain of about 10.
Hey, did he fake that ball to Brent Vincent? And a lot of people thought Vincent had the ball.
But are inside the 40 down to a 37-yard line.
Nice fake. Got the defense going one way, all except for the young man that tackled him. He said, that's as far as you're going to go.
First and 10 now for the Phantoms. 37-yard line. Ward taking his time now under center.
Officials timeout. Now we go. Now we go.
Not real sure why they call timeout there, but now we're ready to go.
Equipment problem, maybe.
Hand off to Mathis. Coming around the right corner.
We got a face mask.
We're going to have a face mask called. They had him bottled up, but unfortunately they're going to end up being called with a face mask.
D-Ron Mayo was the first one to hit him.
Oh, it's a holding call
against the Phantoms.
Well, I guess.
We checked that. I didn't see that hold. Oh, right there. Looked like he might have had a holding penalty, but I thought it was a face mask.
We thought the guy that had the ball was being pulled down by the face mask. Especially where the referee threw the flag. Either way, the Phantoms are going to be pushed back.
Holding against the offense, 10 yards from the end of the run, remains first down.
I thought it was from the point of the spot of the foul, not at the end of the run.
Well, if it's from the end of the run, then the play should have been counted. I think he should have said from the spot of the foul.
Well, it should have been, yeah.
Either way, it still ends up being a 11-yard penalty because that's how far they moved it. So it's first down at 21 now. Ward back to pass. Little flanker screen, and his knee came down when he caught it. They're going to lose almost 5 yards on the play.
Well, right now the Phantoms are going the wrong direction.
Looks like they're going to lose about 4 on the play. Watch him come in. When he goes to catch it, he goes down on his knee. That effectively kills the play at that point.
That's it. He's down.
So it's going to be second down and
a long way.
24.
A long ways. So you don't want to be greedy and try to pick it all up at once, but you want to get at least half of it.
Is your wide receiver lined up all sides? He's right in front of us. Now we have a delay of game.
Well, now the receiver always asks.
Dead ball foul prior to the snap. Delay of the game against the offense. 5 yards. Replay the down.
All right. First of all,
5 yards.
The wide receiver looks for the side judge and say, "Am I okay? Am I on the line? Am I fine?" And he's supposed to let him know, because that's hard to see.
Ward back to pass. He's going for it all, and nobody's going to be there. That was 10 yards beyond the wide receiver, which was number 2, Donathan Robinson.
And number 31 was right in his face. That's Chad Hooker. In fact, he not only in his face, but he knocked down Aaron Ward.
Third down now in 29 for the Phantoms.
Earl Peoples and Corey Thomas.
Matt Wright out as a wide receiver to the far side of the field.
Split end out there.
Phantoms have 4 wide receivers, 2 on either side of the line. Ward on a keeper up the middle, gaining a lot of yards.
He's going to go all the way.
He's going to go all the way. Aaron Ward, and there's going to be a flag for unsportsmanlike conduct because he dove into the end zone. Now,
well, watch the Hampton High School the other night, and the guy did a somersault.
That's right,
and it didn't do anything.
Called. That play goes for 57 yards.
See, now that's wrong. If you're going to call it one game and not call it another game, in the Hampton game, the quarterback did a flip like dove in the end zone. The same thing he did. This one is called not. Mr. Mikola will give me a call.
Same refereeing crew too, buddy.
Same officiating crew did both games. I don't understand that.
Unsportsmanlike conduct against the offense. That's a 15-yard penalty administered on the try for point. The touchdown is good.
I have to question the call. If you're going to do it, you got to be consistent.
The Ward goes 57 yards for the score. 5:07 to go before halftime, and the Phantoms now are out in front 19-0.
And we're going to kick the extra point from the 25, so it's a 35-yard extra point attempt.
Line drive. Looks like it was wide right, no good. So with 5:07 to go in the second period of play, the Phantoms are out in front of the Warriors by a score of 19-0.
19. Warriors.
Well, okay. Nice job, Mr. Ward. Yeah, you dove in the end zone and they didn't like it. Ask the crew when you see them tonight why they did it one time and they didn't do it the other game. No, I'm serious. If it's a different crew, maybe I can understand, but it is the same crew.
We had a question. We had a question on a call we wanted to, after the game was over with in the Hampton Indian River game last week, where Indian River lineman grabbed the ball off the hip of the quarterback after they were past the line of scrimmage, and he was forward of the quarterback, and he ends up running the ball all the way down inside the 15-yard line for a 1st and 10, where the Crabbers thought they had him stopped.
And not only that, but then they end up scoring after that through a 10-yard touchdown pass.
That's right. That was their score. And we asked why a forward lateral was not called on that particular play, and the answer I got was wasn't my call.
Wasn't his call.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're human just like we are. It's a short kickoff over to the 20-yard line on the far side. That's number 9.
Got a penalty flag. That could be a clip or push in the back or something.
That's it. That's a push in the back. Looks like at the 24-yard line, so they're going to be pushed back half the distance from there. Warriors will take over 1st and 10, and we'll see it. Let's see if we can see the penalty.
Uh,
5-5 green in the back during the run back.
He actually gave the player's number?
Yeah, well, he's not supposed to do that, so we didn't hear that. Scotty can erase that.
So the Warriors are backed up inside of their own 15 down to looks like about the 14, where they'll take over 1st and 10, as the Warriors seem to be going in the wrong direction now.
4:58 to go. As you can see the clock and the scoreboard, and 19 zip. Kecoughtan needs to get something going here before the end of the first quarter or half.
Terrence Dorsey is now the quarterback. It's back to Shepard, and he drops the ball.
Well, he started running before he had the ball.
Well, they're going to end up losing almost 4 yards on the play down near the 10.
Now, if you remember what I said when I was talking about the Kecoughtan Warriors when they played against Nasman River, he said we made a lot of mental mistakes, really didn't start playing well until the halfway through the 4th quarter. Well, right now, these are mental mistakes.
Yeah.
They'll kill you.
And they're playing, and they're making mental mistakes against a very good Phoebus Phantom team.
It's tough enough to do it against any team, but when you're playing a good team, boy, they really mount up and they'll end up hurting you real bad.
2nd down and 14 with the ball just outside of their own 10-yard line. They also got to be very careful not to make a big mistake here close to their own end zone. Handoff up the middle. Looks like he gets maybe 2 on the play, close to the 13. Pick up a couple. That's going to bring up a 3rd down and 12.
Well, he was wrapped up initially by number 32, Jerome Brown, and Jerome just kind of stood him up, and then Matt Wright delivered the blow that put him on his back.
That was number 33, Travis McBride, on the carry. And out wide to the near side now is Earl Peoples for the Phantoms, or for the Warriors.
81 and 33 wide.
Terrence Dorsey is still the quarterback now, under the center instead of in the shotgun like they've been doing. Phantoms look like they want to, and they do. Blitz, and that's a handoff.
Oh, nice
handoff to Shepard.
Nice
he gets
spin.
Almost to the 1st down marker, but he's going to be a couple yards short.
He was hit, and he spun. Watch this. Right here, he is hit. Boom, right there, and he is, of course, the guy that hit him was also getting blocked.
Good thing Tucker got a hold of him, though, because he'd have picked it up. He'd have picked up that 1st down.
Yeah, he was only about 3 yards shy.
Now Alejandro is now in the punt for the Warriors again, and it looks like they're going to pressure him again. Been close to having blocks each time. Nice punt under some pretty good pressure. And I believe that is Robinson on the carry. There's nobody there to get him. All the way into the end zone, touchdown.
Everybody thought, and including the return team, that he was going to go to the right, and he went left.
If you show the replay, it looked like the Warriors down at the end of the field didn't go over to get him.
Watch this. He starts this way and then up. And look at the block, and he's picking up. Right.
Oh,
what a nice block
right there. That opened it up. Right straight in for the touchdown.
59 yards.
59 yards for the touchdown.
I thought that lady was bringing something to eat.
Hungry?
No, but I never turn down food.
So with 2:17 to go, the Phantoms are out in front 25-0.
What does Scotty do with those sandwiches that are left over? Aha. Oh, here we go. An extra point attempt. This is from the normal spot. Oh,
it hits the crossbar. No good.
What was that about? What was that young lady? Was she wanted your autograph or something?
I think she, yeah, right. Point after is no good as it hits the crossbar, falls down. With 2:17 to go in the first half, the Phantoms now have a 25-0 lead over the Warriors of Kecoughtan. Well, the wind has stopped blowing. If you look at the goalpost, the little ribbons there are just hanging, and the humidity seems like it's actually getting higher.
Well, it's not necessarily the humidity is getting higher. What is really happening is no wind, so it feels like it's hotter. What are you talking with Killen?
Killen's down here saying the wind ain't been blowing all night. And where's he been?
Well, I don't know. He was at a different ball game.
He's still at last night's game. Is that it?
He said you've been using a fan.
All right.
Yeah, he was at it. There you are. You're using the fan.
Well, I got to. All right, in to kick for the Phantoms is Aaron Ward.
Missed to do everything tonight.
Back deep is Shepard for the Warriors. This one is going to go out of bounds at about the 25, so I believe the Warriors will take over at their own 35.
The 35.
Or the 40 in high
school. I think it's right. I think it's 35. Look at our young lady there. Is she a sweetheart or what?
She's Waving to the camera.
Yeah. Put that camera on me. I'm going to smile and look pretty. Well, I ain't smiling, but she's. Who am I talking to?
Kick out of bounds against a kicking team. That ball will be spotted at the 35-yard line. First down.
At the 35. Thank you, Bill.
2:17 to go now in the second quarter play. The Warriors have to get something going here before the end of this half. They need to, show that they can get back into this game, trailing by the score of 25-0.
You can't make the mental mistakes they've been making, putting the ball on the ground. Because if they had been fumbling and having some mental mistakes, they're moving the ball.
No, Nick Bryan drops the ball, and I don't know who's got it yet. Yep, they do. The Phoebus Phantoms have it. There is a flag down, holding against Kecoughtan, and that'll be declined.
And that was number 11, Matt Wright, come up with the ball.
But if you show the replay of this one, he just lost it.
Nobody knocked it out of his hand.
He broke free and then just lost the ball.
Against the offense. That penalty is declined.
Watch him.
No, he did get hit.
Yep.
71.
He got hit from behind.
Yeah, he did.
Held him and then get.
So the Phantoms will take over 1st and 10 now at the Warrior 43-yard line. So the Warriors go one play and out. And
as he was running, he brought his arm back with the ball in it, and the defensive man hit it, knocked it out of his hand. So he didn't fumble it as much as it was knocked out of his hand from behind.
1st and 10 for the Phantoms at the Warrior 43-yard line.
We now
have a problem with, I believe it's a problem with the center's headgear.
And that's number 74, Travis Washington.
Now that he's got it straight, Aaron Ward will direct traffic as he gets under center. And
direct traffic, I like that. Put up the little cones and let's direct traffic.
Trying to get his wide receiver, number 12, to go into motion, and he finally does. That's Vincent. He takes the handoff. There's a flag. And Vincent, if he had got by him, he was sailing. He's down to the 30-yard line, but as we check out the penalty, it's in the middle of the line. My guess is holding.
That's Earl Peoples, number 81, making the stop.
Personal foul against. Well, it's a personal foul call, so that one's coming back.
That's a big penalty.
Forward ahead. We have a personal foul against the offense. Shot to the head. It'll be a 15-yard penalty. Remains first down.
Wow. First time that was a big penalty because he had picked up about 15 yards, so he should have been at the 30, and now they're at the other 40, so that's 10, 25 yards.
They just moved the ball 17 yards. Ball now is 17 yards from the original line of scrimmage.
But he picked up another 15 before that. So that penalty.
So instead of 1st and 25, they got it 1st and 27.
Well, there you go.
There's Vincent in motion again. This time it's a handoff again to Vincent, but they've got him bottled up. And he got out of it. Did he fumble it? Did he lose? Did he lose possession of the ball?
Well, he got back to the line of scrimmage.
And they had him for a 7 or 8 yard loss, and there was about 6 players surrounding him, and he got through it. He gets back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 2nd and 27. Watch this. Look at all the players. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 of them.
He was at the 30, and then picked up 10 yards.
And he did fumble the ball, and they got it back.
That would have been
I thought when he looked down trying to find it that he had lost it. 2nd down and 27 now for the Phantoms, back on their own 40-yard line. Back in the shotgun, and Ward on a keeper again. Going to pick up about 8 yards on the play is what they're going to give him. Still 3rd and long. 3rd down and 19.
Watch the replay on this thing, and you'll see it's just almost like a quarterback draw and opened up, but then the Warriors did a good job of closing it, only allowing him to pick up 8 yards, so it's still 3rd and very long. Looks like almost 3rd and 20, about 19.
Down to almost 10 seconds, so it looks like the Phantoms are going to just let the clock run out.
That's not a bad idea.
Not now. And there it is. We are at halftime now, where the Phoebus Phantoms are out in front of the Kecoughtan Warriors by a score of 25-0. Stay tuned for a second half action here from Darling Stadium. Darling Stadium, where the Phoebus Phantoms are out in front by a score of 25-0 here at the half. Welcome, everybody. Mike Hauser along with Bob Hinch, Bob Killen, and Brett Musgrove as we get ready to start the second half of play here between the Phoebus Phantoms and the Kecoughtan Warriors.
Let's see what we got kind of statistics.
Stat-wise, the score is very indicative of the way the stats came out.
I wonder why.
Kecoughtan had 28 yards rushing on 18 attempts. They were 0 for 2 passing, no interceptions. So they had a total of 28 yards of offense in the first half. They had 3 first downs, and all 3 of those came with the exception of one run by the penalty. They were penalized 5 times for 30 yards. They fumbled 4 times, losing twice. For the Phoebus Phantoms, on the other hand, a different story. Rushing in the first half 21 times, 140 yards. Aaron Ward rushed the ball 5 times for 92 yards and a touchdown. Dennis Mathis rushed the ball 9 times, 43 yards and a touchdown. Passing, Ward was 4 of 7, no interceptions, 63 yards and 1 touchdown. That was a 54-yarder to Donathan Robinson. They had 8 first downs in the first half, penalized 7 times, and they had 30 yards of back-to-back personal penalty calls against them there late in the second period of play. They fumbled the ball once but did not lose it. Again, total yards for the Phoebus Phantoms, 203 yards to 28 for Kecoughtan. And at the half, we are at the Phantoms are leading
25-0.
25-0.
Yeah. I just want to tell you, we will pick a player of the game from each one of these teams tonight. We will pick 2 from the Warriors, an offense and defense, and 1 from the Phantoms. And we will give them a shirt. The shirt comes from the Tidewater Team Sports. It's located at 11839B Cannon Boulevard in the Oyster Point section of Newport News. It's your one-stop sports headquarters for screen printing, embroidering, uniforms, and apparel. Call 594-0411 and talk to either David Chubb or Terry McNamara. And, of course, we want to thank our corporate sponsors. We're proud to have Zooms and David Allen sponsoring us again this year. They support the student athletes in Hampton City Schools, and they help us with the Eagle Award, which recognized the student athlete on the football teams of the 4 Hampton schools with the highest GPA. Also want to welcome Tanya's Super Pet Center. They're located in Langley Square Shopping Center, and you want to stop by the reptile department and see Big Ben. He's a 17-foot Burmese python. And, of course, you want to get something to eat, you want to go to 1807 East Pembroke Avenue. That's where the subway station, and Heath Patel is there. And you can order your favorite combination of freshly baked bread, either meat or vegetarian in there. You got a 6-inch sub, or you can go all the way to a 6-footer. Should have satisfied any appetite.
It satisfied ours when we got here, didn't it?
Absolutely. Next week, we have a bye. No, yeah, we do. We bye next week, the 23rd, and we come back here on the 30th of September with the Hampton-Bethel game. First chance to see Bethel at that game, so make sure you make plans to come and see us.
Aaron Ward is set to kick off now for the Phoebus Phantoms. Deep for the Kecoughtan Warriors is number 9, Dakota Mathis. As we get set to start their third period of play here at Darling Stadium on a warm,
Humid.
not so windy, humid evening.
Oh, there's a breeze coming in. Killing. Oh, if he
man.
opens his mouth, we get a big breeze.
Ow! Uh-oh, you started it. That's all it took. Here we go. Here's the kick. Deep down the middle of the field, and that is...
Looks like number 5. That's
Carlton
Bethea.
with the return.
And
As
he's not
still fighting as he gets the ball.
Closer to 20, doesn't he?
Yeah, looks like they're going to have the ball first and 10 at the 20.
Well, I was surprised and pleased to have a young man stop by up in our booth. His name is, I'm going to call him Billy Wampler because he played football and basketball for me when I coached at Buckrow Junior High School back in the early and mid-'60s. His son, Jack Wampler, senior, number 80 for the Kecoughtan Warriors, and it was good to see Billy. He's retired already. Did I tell you how old I'm getting?
Moses was on your team.
Moses.
First and 10 for the Warriors at their own 20-yard line.
I think he blocked for Killen. He says...
Handoff from Dorsey.
You know, what he really said, he says, Bob, come on through this river. I think we can get through without getting wet.
Derek Mayo and the carry is going to gain about 3 on the play. They'll take it, make it second down and 7. Here's a replay.
Hey, you saw the replay.
They have to make some major adjustments to the way they played the first half if they want to get back in this game.
Well, if this is indicative of what they did against Nasman River, they really stunk up the place the first half, and then halfway through the fourth quarter, they came alive. So we'll see if they can do it again.
Stoppage of play, delay a game.
Delay a game. Now that doesn't help.
So instead of a second down,
Prior to the snaps, delay of the game against the offense, 5 yards, replay second down.
Second and 13 now.
Then a second and 8. Well, it looks like about second and 12.
They only moved the ball 4 yards.
Well, they've done that before.
The same crew. Never mind.
I didn't say that, Mick.
Handoff again.
Big number 31 that time. First time I've seen carry the ball. That's Chad Hooker.
Good yardage. Looks like he gets 8, maybe 9, depends on where they mark it.
Well, he's coming out. Arnie Baker,
holding his arm.
Principal at Kecoughtan High School.
Chad Hooker on the carry, and he's taking himself out of the game. Looks like he may possibly have hurt his arm while he's holding it.
Yeah, when he came out, I thought he looked like he was got whacked pretty good. Well, now they got
the ball, so
they got a makeable first down here.
Third down and 3. As the handoff was being made, they collided. I think the handoff was intended for Darren Mayo, number 6, but it never happened as the two players collided as he was getting ready to hand it off.
And when they collided, Colby Walker jumped in the middle of them and grabbed Dorsey and took him down, so that'll bring up a fourth down.
Fourth down and 3, gained maybe the length of the football, and that's about it. Alejandro in to punt the ball now for the
I think
Warriors.
He may have lost a half a yard because I think
he moved the stick forward.
Did he move
it? Back deep looks like number 12, Ryan Schwado. Or Brent Vincent, I'm sorry.
Brent Vincent, yeah.
Schwado kicks it down. They blocked it. The one that blocked it also came up with the ball.
And that's number 20. He's been getting closer, and that's Lamont Fredericks. He got closer and closer and closer.
So the block punt, well,
that's one you want to.
Phantoms a big break, and they're going to have a first and 10 inside the 10 down to the 6.
You know, that's one of them you might want to try to pick up and run in because regardless, you're going to get the ball.
That's right.
But he did a good job of covering it up, so that's
first and goal at the 6.
6-yard line. What a big break for the Phantoms and a nice defensive play by Frederick.
Well, we've talked about that every time the Warriors were going back to punt, that they were coming closer each time.
And now we have a timeout called by the Warriors, and the coaches cannot be happy.
9:33 left in the third quarter. The score.
Down to 9:33 left to go in the third quarter of play.
Talk a little bit about Tanya's Super Pet Center. They have provided Hampton Roads with the highest quality pets and pets products for over 11 years. 17,000 square feet, the largest pet center on the peninsula. Of course, they talk about Big Ben. They have an aquatics department that features this huge 22,000-gallon fresh and saltwater fish tank, animal bird department, cat and dog supplies. They have professional on-site pet grooming, and that's done by Jamie. So if you need to get your animal groomed, and of course they all have pet knowledge. Pet knowledge.
They have pet knowledge.
They got
and they've got that big snake.
And they better have some knowledge with that Big Ben running around.
First and goal for the Phantoms at the 6-yard line. Aaron Ward pitches the ball back. I believe it's to Matt.
And he's going outside.
There's a flag.
He's not going to make it.
He's about, maybe got to the 2, but there is a flag in the backfield.
Look like holding is the preliminary call.
You can see the holding back here in the backfield. There it is right there. Guess who it is?
I ain't going to guess.
You're not. We're not going to say who it was. So that should be a 10-yard penalty.
10 yards. Replay first.
I tell you, it looked like to me it was a good block. But he must have had a hold of him because he was driving him backwards. That's a point of foul.
Yeah, 10-yard penalty from the spot.
Spot foul.
It puts the ball out to the 18, just inside the 18-yard lines, where it's still first and goal, but they've got a few more yards to go. That ends up being an 11-yard penalty. Ward again under center. 2 wide outs. Vincent goes into motion. There's Ward to pass. Pulls it in and takes off running. He gets down close to the 11-yard line.
And number 32 made the tackle as Derek Mayo.
He's going to gain about 12 yards on the play, so it's going to be second down and goal.
Derek Mayo, just a sophomore. Watch the replay. Nobody was open, and that was
looking for an open receiver. Like there may have been one out there to the far corner, but he pulls it in and takes off and gets a few yards out of it. Second and goal now. The ball sitting at the, I guess it's about the 11-yard line.
Sounds good to me.
Mathis back here at about 17, and he's going to get just inside 10.
But that was great job by the Warriors. There are about 7 Warriors over there.
And the Warriors defense is going to have to come up strong here. Third down and goal now. The ball sitting just inside the 10-yard line.
Big Jonathan Ash was in on that stop.
Like a timeout is now being called by Phoebus. So now each team down to 2 remaining in the game. 25-0 so far in the third period of play with 8:09 to go. Replay of that last play. Waited until the defense committed and then pitched it.
Yeah, but look at how many Warriors. There's 6 Warriors over there on that tackle. They're pursuing, and sometimes a pursuit like that can back up and hurt you if you run a reverse. If they have a reverse in their arsenal, which I'm sure they do, maybe in the Phantoms.
An ideal spot to do that also. All in the far hash mark. They seem to be predominantly running mostly to the left tonight. What happens now is they have a third and goal with the ball sitting just shy of the 9-yard line. It's a big defensive play right here for the Warriors.
They can hold the Phantoms to a field goal attempt. That would be a big.
Ward with a pass over the middle, incomplete.
And there are 1, 2, 3 Warriors around that receiver.
The receiver was Vincent. Brent Vincent. It was incomplete in the end zone, by the way.
And he is not getting up. He's still down.
That's a Kecoughtan player.
Oh, I'm sorry. That looks like number 3. Is that Dorsey? No, it's McBride.
He's the starting quarterback. Well, he flip-flops back and forth with Dorsey.
And sometimes what happens when you are going to block a pass and you have other defenders coming in, you have a tendency to collide with your own player, and that ends up being a
he wants to get
bad
up, but
situation.
He wants to get up, but the coaching staff and the trainers making him sit there a minute. He may have a cramp.
Let's hope that's what it is. There's a good shot of Tommy Austin coming back right towards the camera.
Be okay.
It looks like number 5 is coming in to replace him, and that's Bethea, Carlton Bethea Jr. So we got a 4th down, and what are we going to do? We're going to have an attempted field goal or not? No, it looks like
he's going to go for it.
They're going to go for it.
Vincent's sitting out here wide to the near side. Mathis is deep in the eye. Gordon, there's a pass over here, the swing pass. Nice play by Vincent.
Oh, what a nice pass and catch.
Out jump. That was Dakota Mathis on the defense, and that was an absolutely perfect pass.
Well, he just threw it to a spot. Brent Vincent went up and got it, brought her down.
8:58 to go. 7:58 to go in the third period of play. Number 20, Lamont Fredericks, had a shot at it.
Well,
the point after is no good, and with 7:58 to go in the third period of play, the Phoebus Phantoms extend their lead now to 31-0.
Wow.
So with 7:58 left in the third quarter, the 9-yard touchdown pass from Ward to Vincent.
And that was an absolutely perfect throw.
It surely was. But, you know, when we got here earlier, I had a chance to walk on the field, and you look at that field's in excellent shape, and we haven't got a whole lot of rain, so they got to be watering this thing to make it as pretty and as nice as it is. And we want to thank Larry Malloy, who is in charge of the staff. Don Johnson does all the marking, so we want to recognize those people.
Yeah, it's not going to be too many more games before they're going to have to repaint the numbers, because each time they cut it, they kind of lose a little bit.
Well, I think they repaint them every game. I think. I wouldn't swear to it.
Still, it's one of the best facilities high school-wise in the state of Virginia by far. Darling Stadium has been here a long time. Of course, this version of it hasn't been here that long.
Well, our 50-yard line
used to be the west goal line.
Used to be the goal line. No, actually, the end of the end zone of the old field.
So the 40-yard line would have been the goal line.
Don't argue with me. I know what I'm talking about.
I'm arguing with you. I'm not arguing. I'm just telling you the facts.
That ain't the fact. You got the facts?
Just the facts.
Prove it.
Just the facts.
You don't have them.
Of course I do. I went to school that was sitting right there.
That don't mean nothing.
I played on this field.
Don't mean
long time ago. There's the kickoff. Line shot. Taken at the 18-yard line. And that is Earl Peoples on the carry.
Number 81.
15 yards on the return for Peoples, where the Warriors will take over.
Looks like about 34-yard line, and if he'd let it go, it would have gone out of bounds, and it had it at the 35, so that wasn't a bad move. Kecoughtan needs to get something going.
Well, offensively, the Phantoms have just absolutely stopped anything that Kecoughtan has tried to do so far.
Here we go. A young man in motion, and it looks like, who is that, number 9, Mathis? And Mace. Oh, nice carry.
Carry for the Warriors, McBride.
And number 25, Colby Walker in on the stop.
Replay.
He plays. He plays nose guard and got all the way over and made that stop.
He wanted to throw the ball, but he couldn't find anybody open, so he tucked it in and ran.
Well, you got to take your hat off to the defensive secondary. They didn't allow anybody to be open.
Picks up 3. 2nd down and 7 on the play.
Number 7, Landon Givers comes in and gives Matt Wright a break.
Dorsey is the quarterback now, as he hands off to the.
I don't know if it was a handoff or a fake, but they didn't go
Either
anywhere.
way, he didn't go anywhere as Dorsey ends up keeping the ball.
Yeah. I thought he did.
The defense just absolutely swallowed that one up. But they ended up picking up a good yard, a yard and a half. That's going to make it 3rd down and maybe 6.
3rd and 5, Warriors.
That's a good.
5.
That's 5, yeah.
Down and 5 for the Warriors at the 39-yard line. Looks like Phoebus has got too many men on the field. And the Phantoms take a timeout before he could get off the field.
I think he'd have made it.
Yeah, he was already off the field when the referee finally called timeout. 31-0 with 6:29 to go in the 3rd period. The Phoebus Phantoms out in front of the Warriors.
And you have to understand what the coaches were thinking. If we get a 5-yard penalty, then that's the 3rd.
Gives them a first down.
Either short or first down. So, yeah, let's call that timeout. Let's don't give them a cheap first down.
I guess with a 31-point lead, they could not have to worry about timeouts.
Well, we got, 6:29 left in the 3rd quarter. But Kecoughtan has got to mount a drive, get some positives going for them, and get a little confidence on offense. Right now, they just seem to be struggling.
Right now, their passing game is non-exempt. They have absolutely not any completion.
They haven't completed one, and how many? They haven't thrown that many.
Well, they were 0 for in the first half.
They were 0 for?
They were 0 for. So far, their running game seems to be kept bottled up. There's a pass, overthrown and almost intercepted by the Phantoms.
And that was number 8 that almost come down with it, Chris Tucker.
And he looks like he is shaken up a bit. It looks like he may have hurt his back the way he's handling it. Watch him stretch out for the replay here. Anyway, we're at 4th down and 5 now with Alejandro for the Warriors into punt. Remember, last time he got in there to punt, he was blocked. Vincent and Nathan Robinson are back deep for Phantoms. I tell you, they're giving them a lot of room.
Yeah, they really are.
They're 40 yards behind the line of scrimmage. That's good. Short. Bounces at about the 36 and is taken by Vincent. Oh, and he got hit pretty good there by number 9 of the Kecoughtan Warriors. And that's
no, that's Mathis. Mace. Is it Mace? M-A-T-H-E-S. Dakota. Mathis. I guess that's the way you pronounce it.
Where the Phantoms will take over 1st and 10 now at the 36-yard line. Kecoughtan was held to 3 first downs in the first period. 2 of them were given to him by penalty. Don't think they've got one yet here in the 3rd period.
Well, they haven't.
Phantoms defense has come up strong in this game. Robinson wide out to the right. Vincent to the near side. Hand off to Mathis on a playoff tackle, and he's going to pick up maybe a yard. 6 on the tackle is.
That's another Mayo. There's 2 Mayos out there. Deron Mayo and Derek Mayo.
Timeout for an injured Kecoughtan player. And he looks like he's holding his knee. It looks like it's a pulled muscle.
Yeah, it looks like a cramp. And it's hot and muggy, but more humidity. And if you don't drink enough water, you're going to end up with cramps. And it looks like it's
72.
I can see a 2. And I think that's what it may be. It may be Ryan Schwado, number 12.
Well, it's not 72 because he's on the sideline, so it might be Ryan. I was watching a high school game on ESPN about 2 or 3 weeks ago. It was a game between a team from Florida and a game between a team from Alabama. And every 5 or 6 minutes or so, the referees would stop play and make both teams go to the sideline for about a 3-minute break to drink water.
That's good, except if you got some momentum going, you might not want to stop till you score. Now it's number 32 for the Warriors, and that's Derek Mayo. That's the sophomore. His brother, the other Darren Mayo, is a senior.
There's Ryan right there behind the coach. So 1st and 10 now for the Phantoms as they take over after the punt on their own 36-yard line. Hands the ball. Nope, he keeps it. And he has a wide open field.
And he's going to score.
He's going to go. That is going to be 64 yards.
Do not, and I repeat, do not dive in the end zone.
64 yards later, he scores. 5:25 to go in the 3rd quarter.
He showed some nice open field speed that time. Just run away from Bethea.
Well, in all honesty, I really thought Kecoughtan would score tonight. Not over with. They still got another full quarter and a half almost to play. Phoebus' defense is just overpowering so far in this game. 20.
And that's good. Makes it 38.
Mont Fredericks in there for the extra point is good. So with 5:25 to go in the 3rd period of play, the Phoebus Phantoms now are out in front by a score of 38-0 over the Kecoughtan Warriors.
So with 5:25.
Ooh, I feel a nice little breeze coming in here.
Run by Aaron Ward. It is now Phoebus 38 and Kecoughtan.
And so far on the night, that's Ward's 2nd touchdown.
How many yards does he have total?
Well, in 2 touchdown runs, he's got 121 yards just on 2 runs for touchdowns.
163 yards on 7 carries. Wow.
121 of those on 2 touchdown runs.
Oh, Mo.
So Mr. Ward is definitely...
He is showcased tonight, showing what he can do. He threw a nice touch pass in the end zone for the score before this one. And then he ran 60-some, 70 yards, 67 yards.
64 on that one. Looks like this is Fredericks that's going to kick off for the Phantoms.
Ward's probably tired.
Yeah, I'm sure he's going to sit down.
He's been doing everything, bringing out the water.
Gets by. That's number 9. Mathis picks the ball up. Oh, it's through the line there. And it looks like he's brought down at about the 19. Okay, they gave the ball to number 5, Carlton Bethea. He's the one that ran it back. Either way, 1st down at 10 now for the Warriors at the 19-yard line. This is almost like a slow-motion 3rd quarter, isn't it?
It really is, and I know that the
14 seconds to go.
The coaches have got to be a little frustrated on the home field side here. They just cannot seem to mount an attack offensively. the point when your defense has a goal not scored, and there you go. They drop back to pass, and he's swarmed under.
Well,
32 Brown, 11 Wright.
I'm going to blame the quarterback on that one, because if you go back and look at the replay, he takes the ball and then just ducks down.
He ducks down. No?
Watch the replay. He goes back a few yards, stops, and then just is buried.
Yeah,
he's not even having enough time to either one throw the ball or start.
But you got to get some more
his front
protection.
line is not holding him.
Yeah, you got to get some protection.
And unfortunately, that's Dorsey right now. He's in there as the quarterback.
And they're in the shotgun.
Second down and 19 after they lost 9 on that play. Here's a draw play. He fumbled the ball, and the
Phantoms
take over at the 15.
Who ended up with that ball? Right?
I believe it's number 6, Mayo.
The ball, there you see the ball come out.
And Mayo's the one who fumbled it.
And Matt Wright ended up with it, number 11.
So another turnover. Killing. Timeout called by the Kecoughtan Warriors. Tommy Alston is, I think, beside himself at this point. Right now, the Phantoms out in front, 38-0. We still have 4 minutes and 19 seconds to go in the third quarter.
Just make sure we got 11.
Tommy chatting with this young man.
You stay at strong safety. Let the fans play cool. Okay? Now, they're down here. You know they're going to throw the fade. Get up in the damn face.
Well, anything we have going on tonight, I want to talk about what we got in the stands.
But don't give me
You've heard of
pushing.
Curly, Larry, and Mo, right?
I thought we were up here.
Oh, you've heard of them, right? Well, in the stands, we have Conkey, Curlo, and Mike.
Okay.
Just want to let people know, Curlo, Conkey, and Mike are in the stands. Oh, Mo buddies.
Bet you can't say that fast.
Mo buddies. And they're all members of the Cartoon Network.
I can see our timekeeper up here right now. Running fourth quarter.
Well, that's got to be a decision made by the
4:19 to go
both
here
coaches.
in the third quarter. It's 38-0 with the Phantoms out in front. Aaron Ward takes the snap, hands off to Mathis. We hadn't heard a whole lot about Mathis, and he's still running.
And he just could not
looks
run
like
anybody.
He gets about maybe a yard. He couldn't get outside.
Well, he ran about 20 east and west, but he needed to go north and south.
About a yard.
Mayo was in on the stop.
Down to about the inside the 15-yard line. Second down. Well, it looks like they're going to place it at the 14. Timeout.
We got another timeout. Officials timeout.
I'm not real sure why he's called a timeout. I mean, he didn't charge it to anybody. We actually have members of the staff coming on the field to give water, so
well, and that's
maybe this
not
is one
bad,
of those plays.
And that may be not a bad thing because there's a lot of sweating going on out there because we're sweating up here. We got to look at here. We got a player down.
We
got the camera on him.
Good thing we got cameramen because they can see that stuff.
We have a camera lady.
We do, Susan.
Yes, we do. You can see him just as good here. If he ever sets up, we'll catch the number. And it looks like it's a
wide receiver.
Yeah, it looks like it's a cramp. And that's Vincent.
Yeah. That doesn't look good. If we can get a replay of that last play, we can pick him up on a replay maybe. He looks like he might be in a little bit of pain.
A little bit.
Not a knee. But look at it, he is hurting. All right, back to action here. 2nd down and 9 with the ball sitting at the 14-yard line.
Phoebus has got Denby next week here at Darling Stadium. So
this pass play this time is to Denathan Robinson, and he touchdown. He scored on the exact play that they had last time.
But it was a different play, different receiver.
And the pass again was right on the money as Aaron Ward, 14-yard pass to Denathan Robinson in the same spot that
he threw one to Vincent, didn't he?
Yep. Excellent play as the wide receiver out-jumped the defender.
Well, in the high school, all you have to do is get one foot down in bounds, as opposed to the pros where you got to get both of them. College and high school, all you need is one.
In for the extra point is Frederick's number 20. Vincent, by the way, is usually the holder. And that's a good kick, and it is good. The holder that time was Brian Gibson, number 10.
And he's just a freshman.
So at 3:53 of the, again, still third quarter play, it's now Phoebus 45, Kecoughtan 0.
Tell you what, Mike, it's been a long game. And we still got a quarter and a half almost to go. Well, a quarter and 4 minutes maybe. We're working Brent tonight. Well, Brent is.
What did he say? He's pooped?
He's working hard tonight. He's earning his bucks tonight.
Frederick's in now to kick off for the Phantoms. And deep for the Warriors. Thea, as he stands on the 15-yard line. The near side, that is Bethea at the 20. Dragged down at the 24. 4-yard return.
Go to Mathis on the return.
And I believe that's number 44 for the Phantoms.
That's Beggs, Alandis Beggs, Jr.
Where the Warriors will take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line. As our referee, Bill Dozier, says, wind the clock. And now he's going to stop it. Now Kecoughtan calls timeout. And that is their last timeout of the game. Phoebus still has one left.
45-0. The Phoebus Phantoms with the
They
lead
didn't even get
over
the
the
playoff
Kecoughtan
before they called the last timeout. 3:41 to go in the third period of play. 45-0 on a humid, hot evening here. The 16th day of September 2005.
Well, I want to talk a little bit about a couple of our corporate sponsors that do part of the game.
Okay.
And one of them is, of course, is Eric Thompson. He's a realtor with William E. Wood. Eric is a Hampton City Schools alumni and a past state champion in wrestling. So if you don't buy a house from him, he's liable to pin you. So you better be buying a house from Eric. Eric will help you sell your home or help you find one that's perfect. Give him a call at 881-2004. And to this second half also brought to you in part by Park Lawn Wood Funeral Home, located at Hampton Center Parkway, North Armstead Avenue. Nancy Staten is the manager.
Hand off to number 32 of the Warriors, and that is Derek Mayo.
And we got a penalty.
He comes to the near side.
Extracurricular activity there.
Yeah.
Hit ball, personal foul call against Phoebus. Yeah, that's, 45-0 lead. You shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah, but you shouldn't be doing that, right? He gets him out of bounds and then takes him down. Once you're out of bounds, let him go.
Foul, personal foul,
against the defense, 15 yards, first down. Out of it.
Personal foul against the Phoebus.
Well, the Warriors pick up another first down via the penalty. I believe that's the fourth one of the night. First and 10 now for the Warriors outside the 40. First and 10 at the 43-yard line for the Warriors.
He got movement on the line. One of the offensive linemen moved a little bit before the snap of the ball. Dorsey's quarterback.
Prior to the snap, false start against the offense. 5-yard penalty, replay, first down.
Now they are first down and 15 from the 38-yard line. I was really surprised that the Warrior offensive line's having really a difficult time with the going against Kecoughtan too, because somebody on the line moved again. I think they were trying to draw Phoebus offside.
False start against the offense.
And two of their players jumped, but they didn't go offside, and then the Kecoughtan player moved himself.
Well, if a defensive player goes into the neutral zone, it's against them. But they can jump all they want to as long as they don't go into the neutral zone.
So first and 20 now, as they're after getting a first down from the penalty, they're going the wrong way. And Mayo again, a nice run. Looks like he picks up about 8 on the play.
Well, I tell you, he's not an easy load to bring down. He was hit by 2 different people.
Derek Mayo picks up about 8 yards. That's going to bring up a second down and 12.
They got him listed to 5'11", 188, just a sophomore. But he showed some good strength that time. His 2 would-be tacklers bounced off of him right here. One. Here's the second one. He just runs out of the hands of 2 would-be tacklers.
I believe their outside lineman moved on that play, but it didn't get a penalty.
And look at
Mayo again, and he gets a first down out of it. He's going to pick up about 13 yards on the play.
Chris Tucker finally brings him down.
I was real surprised that watch the lineman on our side. Well, maybe he didn't. It looked like he may have moved early, but he didn't. But he gets out, and nice run. He gets through a couple of tackles. And
well, he shows good balance.
13 yards on the gain. That puts the ball at the Phoebus 46-yard line, which that's a place that the Warriors have not been to much this game. That's Phoebus territory, that is. They ought to keep on doing what's been successful, and they are. They give it back to Mayo again, but this time the Warrior defense just stacks them up at the line.
Well, let me tell you what happened. He ran into the back of his own player. He put his head down. You got to look where you're running.
Going to give him a yard on the play up to the 45.
But once he ran into his own player, then after that it was 4 Phantoms hog-tied him.
Mayo comes out of the game to take a break for a minute. Number 31, Chad Hooker, is now in the lineup. Number 21, also Donald Outlaw's in the backfield. Down at 9.
Oh, what a good run.
Oh, he breaks free. That's Hooker. He's down to the 2-1 touchdown. Nice run by Hooker. That's a 45-yard scamper all the way in for the score. And there goes the flag.
Oh, we got a hurt player down here.
There's a flag that just got thrown in the end zone.
We got Matt Wright down at the 46-yard line.
Let's watch this again on the replay. There goes Matt Wright down. Nice play to get away.
Did not wrap him up.
Goes in to score, and I don't know what the penalty was. I haven't seen the call yet. That is right down, and he's holding his leg.
That's what I see.
Unsportsmanlike conduct against Kecoughtan? Was that the call?
No, against the Warriors.
After the touchdown.
Probably celebration.
So Kecoughtan will be backed up 15 yards for the extra point attempt.
After the touchdown, unsportsmanlike conduct against the offense, it's a 15-yard penalty on the try for point. The touchdown is good.
Well, they won't allow celebration regardless. It's like taunting, and they're not going to do it. And here's another Phantom that's being helped off with a leg or an ankle or a knee problem. And first one was Brent Vincent, and now we got Matthew Wright.
I was looking to see if I can find Vincent on the sideline. I have not seen him come back into the game, but this is going to end up being a 35-point extra point attempt, 35-yard extra point.
Well, we had that one earlier. The Phantoms did the same thing. Did you forget that? Okay.
And the ball is up, and it's long enough. Is it in there? No, it just flies to the left.
And we got a penalty, maybe roughing the holder or the kicker.
And that may be giving them their 15 yards right back again. And that's exactly what it is. They'll replay it. They'll move it down to where it's supposed to be.
Well, wait a minute. Do they go
they may
15 or do they go half the distance?
That's correct. There's that rule, right? Set the ball down on the 13-yard line, so obviously it was only half the distance. So now it'll be a 30-yard extra point attempt. They only moved it 5 yards. But he called that a running into the kicker instead of a roughing the kicker. The kick is up, and
that looks good.
Good. So Alejandro nails the 25 or the 35-yard extra point. So with 1:48 to go here in the third period of play, the Phoebus Phantoms are out in front by a score of 45-7. Still interested to see whether or not Vincent has.
I don't think we're going to see Vincent or Wright back in the game.
Well, I see Vincent. He is walking, and he looks like he's coming in the game on the kickoff.
And I see that Matt Wright sitting on the bench. He's got putting ice on his knee.
He might have just a slight strain. I'm sitting here looking at him, and he seems to be okay.
Am I wrong, or is this the first time the Kecoughtan has kicked off this game?
It is.
they got to receive both halves.
I don't think either one of us has figured that one out yet, and I don't think Bill D has figured out how that happened.
Oh, he figured it out, and he probably ain't happy about it.
Either way, Alejandro will now be kicking off for the Warriors. What do you think? An onside kick here?
I don't think so.
Remember, it was the fourth quarter last week when they came alive.
I think that you've got a little momentum now. You want to put the Phantoms as deep as you can, and then hope your defense picks up on this momentum and holds the Phantoms to make them punt.
Well, we have. Well, it was a short kick. They got the bounce, and it went out of bounds, but it was touched by a Phantom, so there's no flag called, and the ball is out on the 31-yard line. So that was kind of successful to keep them from running the ball back.
But, it wasn't really a very good onside kick.
We still have 1:45 to go in the third period of play.
Excuse me.
Water, right? I think the last 5 minutes of this quarter has taken over a half hour. So the Phantoms will take over first and 10 at their own 31-yard line. Looks like the starters are still in there for the Phantoms. That's Vincent going wide to the right, far side, and Donathan Robinson is wide out to the near side. Let's see, Mathis in the backfield. Mathis in the backfield. He gets the ball right up the middle, big hole.
And that's not 7. That's
yards.
number 7, I believe.
No, that's 27.
Landon, is that 27?
Yep, that's
okay.
Mathis.
All I caught was a 7. He was so fast, I didn't see the 20.
He got gain of about 12 on the play out to the 43-yard line.
Roy Thomas is in on the stop. Oh, that was right to Brown.
And he didn't go.
Brown,
he went nowhere. Looks like he lost about a yard on the play. And that's one of the few plays today.
I'm sorry, that was Colby Walker on the carry that time.
One of the few plays on the day that the Phantoms have actually lost ground on a run. So it's 2nd down and 11. Robinson's wide out to the near side. Vincent to the far side. Off his to Mathis off the right hand or left side. Big hole. If he hadn't fallen down, he may have gone.
He made a quick move and his foot just slipped right out from under him.
Another 13 for Mathis and a first down for the Phantoms. As we're down to 45 seconds to go. Ward to throw. Deep.
Nice defensive play again. That's number 81 that time for the Warriors, and that's Earl Peoples.
Intended for number 12, Brett Vincent, who comes up hobbling a little bit.
Well, he was hobbling before he won that down there. But
I would think it'd be time to bring him out of the game. So you look at him hobbling over there off the side of the field. 2nd down now, 10. From the Warrior 34-yard line. Robinson is split out to the far side of the field. And this is number 8 to the near side. That's Tucker.
Whoa. A little late hit there, but nothing was called. Aaron was down and he was hit again, and when he was down, watch this. Right here, he's hit, he's down, and then comes on somebody else right after he's down. That could have been a 15-yarder.
Darius McMillan on the tackle. He got the initial hit.
And that's the end of the quarter.
Oh, we're finally at the end of the third period play. The Phoebus Phantoms are out in front by a score of 45-7.
Al, I do want to talk about a corporate sponsor, Zooms. We're proud to have David Allen and Zoom sponsoring us again this year. Zoom supports the student athletes in Hampton City Schools. Of course, it's brought to you in part by Eric Thompson, realtor with William E. Wood. Eric is a Hampton City School alumni and a past state champion in wrestling. He will either sell you a home or help you find the perfect one for you. Give him a call at 881-2004. And we want to welcome a new corporate sponsor, of course, Tanya Super Pet Center, located in Langley Square Shopping Center. They provide Hampton Roads with the highest quality of pets and pet products for over 11 years. They're on 49 West Mercury Boulevard. And, of course, also in part by Parklawn Wood Funeral Home, located at Hampton Center Parkway and North Armstead Avenue. For information, call them at 827-4670 when Nancy Staten is a manager. And we don't want to forget our buddy Heath Patel over at the Subway at 1807 East Pembroke Avenue, where they have subs, wraps, cookies, salads, and more. The bread is always freshly baked. Stop in and say hi and try something good.
Here we go with the first play of the fourth quarter. Aaron Ward drops back. He breaks free of containment. Ball is loose.
It comes down.
And the Kecoughtan Warriors have come up with the fumble.
Aaron slowed down to make a move, not realizing he had a defender coming right up behind him and hit him and knocked the ball out of his hand.
There's Phoebus's first turnover of the night.
Watch this right here.
Watch him
got
slow
the
down.
room. Now right here he slows down, and there's
where it got knocked
nice job of knocking the ball out, and that looks like number 6.
Aaron Mayo.
Mayo is the one that did that. Stripped the ball.
Mayo brothers are coming up big here.
Good. That's not the best shot you could get of Fendolf Taylor. Get him to turn around. Don't show the back of his head. In fact,
right,
maybe we get a stand shot of my 3 buddies down there.
Oh, nice hit.
That's number 15, Keith Barnes.
Runner was number 21, Daryl Dixon, his first carry of the game.
There's Johnny Pauls with his facing you, and Mr. Fendolf Taylor, we can't get him to turn around. Fendolf's a good friend of mine, helped me over at Bethel High School. When I was a basketball coach, he was my JV coach.
A replay of that last play as he got him. Loss of about 2 on the play.
Well, I'm very surprised to see Matt Wright back in there.
Here's a pass. Oh, he is a little fast. Nice play.
Did he catch it? Said he did.
I think he did. That was number 81. Earl Peoples on the catch for about 13 yards. That's going to be good for a first down. You can see a replay of that. He dug for the ball.
Watch this nice play
Pass play by
here.
Dorsey, pulls it back in and lets fire. Oh, look at the ball throw.
He was hit as he threw the ball. Nice catch.
Ball was not a spiral. It was an end-over-end pass.
Because he got hit as he saw it.
But he completed the pass for a first down.
It goes
First
in the
and 10.
books like it looked like a spiral.
Like a shot. 45-yard line now. Again, Dorsey goes back to pass. Get rid of it. He does. Passes. Oh! Off of Suedo into the hands of Peoples, and he's going to go in for the score. Hey, it was drawn up that way, right?
Now you see why. You see why they work on the tip drill. All teams work on a tip drill.
I won't let his father forget about this one. Watch his pass over. He lets go and it was right in the hands of Suedo, right over the top, into Peoples' hand.
It went right out of Earl People into who was that?
It went right out of number 12, Suedo's hand,
Suedo's
into
hand.
Peoples. So that was a bomb. Turned out to be a score.
Hey, I told you they wake up in the fourth quarter.
Or Alejandro now is in to kick the extra point. Flags,
Got a penalty.
Flags all over the place.
Illegal substitution on the Phantoms.
Illegal participation, one of the two. Either way, it's against the Phantoms. I think I'd go for 2 here. What do you think? They got to lose, right?
A point. That's it.
Well, after trailing 45-0, the Kecoughtan Warriors have caught fire and scored 2 quick ones here.
All right, prior to the snap, illegal substitution against the defense, half the distance, try for point.
You looking at me for I was right. Put a mark out there. That's absolutely correct.
Here we go. Snap, the kick is up, and it looks good. It is. So the Kecoughtan Warriors, 14 unanswered points here to start the fourth quarter play. Now trail 45-14.
Anytime you can take a turnover and convert it to points, that's a good thing because now your defense has got some momentum. They caused the turnover. Your offense got that. Even though it was a kind of an odd play, you still scored, and that really pumps up the teams.
Well, I tell you what, Kecoughtan, Phoebus has got a couple of their starters right now that are a little bit nicked up.
Vincent and Wright.
And Vincent's back in there, but he took himself out of the game a little while ago when he Looked like he limped off after a pass play, but he's back in again. Looks like he's coming back out for the kickoff team. Can you see Matt Wright? Is he still on the bench with the ice on?
Oh, he was on the last series. He was in on the last series.
And he's out there in the kickoff team right now, out on the field. So I'm not so sure with 10 minutes to go and a lead like they've got now. Might want to protect a couple of their stars here, but they're going to continue to go. Alejandro now will kick off for the Warriors. It's Mathis.
Well, Phoebus needs one more guy up on the line. There he is.
Got Mathis deep. We have Nathan Robinson deep and Vincent deep. All three back inside the 20-yard line, awaiting the kickoff by Alejandro.
Oh, now we had an offside, but they didn't call it.
Well, the ball's bouncing around. It's free to whoever can get to it. Looks like the Phantoms.
Well, I don't know if we have that kickoff again, but there was one of the kickoff team participants was across the line. Watch this, as if that somebody hasn't crossed that line before he kicks the ball.
Maybe he can stop
it's at an
right
angle.
as he hits it.
The guy on this side.
Either way, the Phantoms take over 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line, their own 35-yard line, with a 45-14 lead, 9:55 to go.
Well, they were moving the ball until Mr. Mayo knocked it out from Aaron Ward's hand.
Ward he keeps the ball and he runs to the right.
It was all the way picked up, looked like about 8 or 9 yards. Hooker making on a stop.
Like he got about 9, just shy of the first down, so it'll be 2nd down and 1.
Vincent is back out there.
There goes Vincent wide to the far side, and number 8, Chris Tucker, is wide out to the near side.
And in the slot is Robinson.
Pitch out to Mathis on the run. Big run down inside the 45-yard line to about the 42. Out of 15-yard, 15-yard
And
game.
that was a great move by Ward because he looked like he was going to run. He's run the ball a lot, so you got to protect that. And as you come forward to stop him, he pitches the ball to Mathis, and away he goes. And he's got to be moving up some yardage. What is Mr. Mathis' yards, Mr. Killen or Mr. Brent Musgrove? 14 carries for 72 yards.
Number 32, Derek Mayo, down for Kecoughtan.
Again, they got to get some water in these guys. Too many
stoppages of play with cramps.
Yeah. We need to call a timeout, tell everybody drink some water.
45-14 with 8:59 to go in the 4th.
$14 carries for 86 yards for Mr. Mathis. We had an extra carry or extra yardage we didn't get, but we got it now. Thank you, Mr. Killen.
Ball seat cushions, coffee mugs, spirit towels, lanyards, pom-poms, all sorts of items. Stop on by.
I tell you what, we got to be thinking about players of the game.
Who did we pick on for Phoebus?
I'm showing you. Right over your head, Mike. That's why I have this by it. Aaron Ward and don't messing with my paper.
Give me that back.
But I tell you right now, to me, it's between this young man and this young man. Between these two, it's still got to go here.
We could go one of a number of different ways.
We're not going to let anybody know until we have let Mr. Foley know. And we still got just under 9 minutes to go in in the quarter, so it'll be a while yet.
If you're thinking of those two there, that would be my choice.
Okay. And that's who I was leaning towards.
Because he's
right
been more of an impact player.
Right.
Now we got a real.
Well, over here, we got him and him on this one on D, or this one on D. This one I like, really a lot. This one has done a good job.
Well, I think this one's the one that's really produced.
Well, that's who we'll lean towards right now. What do we got?
Number 31 for Kecoughtan. No.
That's Hooker. Yeah, Hooker. He got a TD for 62 yards.
He's got 81 yards. No.
Peoples got
75 yards and a touchdown for Peoples.
We got a lot of candidates.
It looks like we're ready to go here, and the clock is running. 8:40 now to go in the fourth period. And there's a little swing pass out to Vincent. He gets by the defender. Still on the move before being pushed out of bounds.
He did not get him down.
Inside the 30-yard line, where they pick up about 12 yards and another first down.
Well, they're spotting right at the 30.
There is McMillan with the
First and 10 for the Phoebus Phantoms as they're on the move again.
I'm watching the center for Phoebus, and this has got to be a distraction. Mathis on the carry.
Mathis, and he gets about 8.
The center for Phoebus is big number 74, and as Travis Washington. That young man is a senior, 6'1", 270, but every time he gets ready to center the ball into the deep man in the shotgun, he's got to move the towel out of his way that's hanging over the back.
That ought to be
Watch him. Okay? Now, oh, no.
You see, that's only because Aaron Ward's not there to do it for him.
Yeah.
There's a snap and handoff to Mathis again up the middle. That's going to be a gain of about 7, maybe 8, and a first down. There goes another flag. This one might go against Kecoughtan.
Another flag on the play. Dead ball.
Foul. Oh, against both ways. Now
we're at
here we go. With
well, who was the first one? Was it on a defense or the offense? You go half the distance to the 10, and then you come back. You go to the 25. Or do you go to the 30 and then back to the 15?
We got to see how they're going to handle this. They're going to give them a first down.
Well, it was after the penalty. Mathis has got 111 yards and 17 carries and 1 touchdown. Great job by Mathis.
Let's have a dead ball foul against the offense, a dead ball foul against the defense. Those penalties offset. It's a first down.
Well, okay. That's not what I expected.
That's totally opposite of what we were told.
Well, I'm confused.
On the ruling.
I'm confused.
So.
Do I look confused? Do I look like a deer in the headlights? I'm confused.
Well, I am too, because we were specifically told what that ruling would be.
Yeah.
And there was supposedly no such thing as an offsetting penalty in high school.
And I think Mr. McCullough will talk to this crew because that ball could end up on the 15-yard line.
It could have gone half a distance one way and 15 the other.
Right, or it could have been on the 25. I mean, there's a lot of places that can. But anyway.
Either way, at this point in time, it's 2nd down and 8.
And it had to favor Phoebus.
There's a pass over the middle. Tipped up in the air, incomplete. Intended for, is that Matt Wright?
Yeah, Matt Wright was there. Somebody got his hand on it. I didn't get the receiver, the defender. Maybe we got it. It was a good shot of the crowd.
This number 9.
Out of Kecoughtan. Where are you waving at? Somebody you knew there?
Get him to wave.
Here we go.
Here, watch that play. Boom.
Okay, it looks like, who is that? Number
6.
Yeah, I know, but I'm looking at here. Maybe it was 9.
Number 9.
Yeah, it is
That's
9.
him. Yep.
Exactly who it was. That was Dakota Mass.
Third down and 9 now, with the ball sitting at about the 13-yard line. A quick pass out to Vincent, and he gets outside, and he doesn't quite make the pile-in.
He thought he made it.
Either way, it's 1st and goal inside the 1-yard line.
Well, he knocked the pile-in down.
He's close enough to the goal line where the referee had to put the pile-in back up.
He said he knocked the pile-in down, but he said he stepped out before he got the ball over there.
The ball's sitting inside the 1-yard line. 1st and goal for the Phantoms. Aaron Ward, it'll be a keeper. Watch him. Told you. There's a flag. He may have started early. Although the flag was thrown by the
illegal substitution rule against the Warriors, and that would be declined.
Illegal substitution against the defense. 12 players on the field, half the distance.
Still 1st down.
Hey, that stops the clock, I guess. Well, I thought you'd get the score.
Play. Nope.
But they evidently said no.
It stops the play automatically. It's a dead ball before it happens.
No hugging in the ball game.
Ward will try and keep it again this time and go in and score. Aaron Ward on a 1-yard touchdown plunge, and that's going to extend their lead to 51-14. We still have 6 minutes and 24 seconds to go.
Kind of we're leaning towards that guy too now. He's got 111 yards.
So in for the extra point that's number 20, Lamont Fredericks. Number 10 for the hold, that's Brian Gibson.
Brian is one of the backup quarterbacks.
That kick is up.
He's getting some good height on that ball now, isn't he?
So the extra point is good. That extends their lead to 52-14. 6:24 to go here in the 4th quarter. Trying to find out what some of the stats that Brent Vincent has so far on the evening.
Run by Ward. The score, Phoebus 52 and Kecoughtan
14. So Fredericks will set up to kick off for the Phoebus Phantoms. Vincent has 5 receptions on the night for 56 yards. 61 yards for Vincent.
Lining up the kick for the Phantoms, number 20, Lamont Frederick.
Eight for 14 for
111 yards
for Ward. And he's got at least 3 scores. There's a kickoff to Peoples as he takes it at about the 10, turns around and starts running, and he gets to the 20, where he is knocked down in the...
About the 19, I think they're going to finally spot it.
Kecoughtan Warriors will take over 1st and 10.
Want to go that way?
Yeah, I think so. We got to figure out what you want to do here.
Good point. I'm going here for the O. This one I'm not sure. You help me here.
Who you want to go for the O? Yeah. Pass that's off the hands of Peoples, incomplete. Just a little bit high.
The truck wants to know if we have an award for the most injured members of the team. I don't think we have an award for that. We could get one and call it the Don Award. We get emergency, get Centerra to sponsor us. Who do you think? Got to go R&D here.
Channel 47. Yes, sir. Channel 47.
Uh-oh, fumble. And it looks like the Phantoms got the ball back.
Well, we're doing a running clock. Running clock from now on out. They're only going to stop the clock on penalties. On timeouts and injured players.
And Phoebus is the only team that's got a timeout left. Kecoughtan's used them all. So with 5 minutes to go in the fourth period, they've decided to go ahead and let the clock run as the Phoebus Phantoms are well in shape to win this one at 52-14. We got to figure out a defense real fast.
Okay.
And I'll write it down and send it up.
I know exactly where we're going to go. Right here. No, the other one. That was which one was it? The one was this one. Let's go this one. We'll go to senior. Go to senior.
All right. What's his number? All right.
All right, give them to.
Well, while we were deciding who the MVP of the games, the Phantoms have scored.
Watch the replay. The handoff right there to number 33 for and that's Jonathan King.
So Jonathan King comes in and right off the get-go scores a touchdown on a run. That pushes the score to 58-14, and they're actually running the clock during the extra point.
That's okay. They're supposed to.
Okay.
Timeout and injured player.
Frederick's in for the extra point, and guess what? Phoebus stands up and calls timeout.
Got a timeout.
That's their last timeout of the game. That's the final timeout of the game for either team. 3:41 to go, and the score is Phoebus 58-14.
Has he got him, Brent? Okay. But we want to mention them. But we can't mention them first? You can let me know when they're ready and we'll mention them. How's that?
That is our director and guru downstairs says that's the way it works.
All right. What do I know? I've only been here longer than anybody else. Oh, boy, you're in trouble now, Andy.
All right, we'll go again. Now they'll start the clock up as Fredericks is getting set up to kick the extra point.
Frederick.
Kick is up, and he's definitely kicking the ball much better now.
And it may be the holder, too.
That was through the uprights good, as the score now is 59-14. Monitor, it still shows 58, aren't you?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. I can't see that. It's hard for me to see the scoreboard unless I lean over here.
Any much further than that, we're going to have a problem.
Yeah, well, we ain't going to have a problem because I'm not going any closer. There's 59.
Clock is running.
You want to thank
the 2:45.
Tidewater Team Sports for allowing us to recognize players of the game. That's your one-stop sports headquarters for screen printing, embroidering, uniforms, and apparel. Call 594-0411 and talk to David Chubb or Terry McNamara. Are we ready yet in the truck? Oh, I tell you, you can't get good help.
Down to 2 minutes to go. But that's 2 minutes on the running clock, too.
Yeah, we'll be out of time before they get it up.
Frederick's now kicking off for the Phantoms. And the Kecoughtan Warrior just stood there and let it fall. He takes it at the 5. He's back to the 15 and leans forward to about the 16. And there's another flag.
Peoples with the return out near the 15-yard.
Here's our players of the game. Dennis Mathis for the Phantoms. Chad Hooker on offense for the Warriors. And Deron Mayo on defense for the Warriors. Congratulations to those three young men.
Now let's see what the flag was for. It's dead ball after the play. Personal foul against Phoebus. 15 yards again and a first down. 131 yards penalties for Phoebus on 12 flags. That's a lot of yards and penalties.
Hey, they've had a lot of 15-yarders.
At least 4. Minute to play on a running clock as the Warriors will take. Nope, he handed off to number 21. Donald Outlaw, as he picks up about 7 yards out to the 39-yard line. As it looks like Kecoughtan wants to try to run something, keep something going.
Well, they're not just going to give up.
This is more than likely the last play of the game. Back in another handoff to number 21. Outlaw, he gets enough for the first down. But we're down to 10 seconds to go in the game. And I believe that's going to be it as the clock works its way down to 0. And
there's your final.
There's your final score. The Phoebus Phantoms come back strong and win this one by a score of 59-14 over the Kecoughtan Warriors. I'd like to thank our sponsors for tonight. Zoom Sitco with locations throughout the peninsula. Subway located 1807 East Pembroke Avenue. Great stuff and salads. Tanya's Super Pet Center, where pets are not just animals, at 49 West Mercury Boulevard. And in part by Eric Thompson, Realtor. Call Eric to buy or sell your home. 881-2004. And in part by Parkline Wood Funeral Home, where Nancy Staten is the director. Well, Bob, we're at the end of this one, and we'll see you in about 2 weeks as we have a bye next week. Final score here at Darling Stadium, 59-14 in favor of the Phoebus Phantoms. Mike Hauser along with Bob Hinch, Bob Killen, and Brett Musgrove. So long, everybody. We'll see you in a couple of weeks.